Why, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk. I like the cadence there.
Yeah.
Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing good, y'all. What is good, y'all? What's good, y'all?
I am your host, Jedi Master Grayson, and
Nasty.
We are here to talk shit, but you know it's always better with friends. Let's introduce our friend Ralph Boner to the stage.
Oh, hi. A little earlier than I was expected, huh? All right.
Oh,
I didn't want you to suffer with the mask for too long. I was like, let's.
Such a, yeah. All right, well, that's a bear back.
I appreciate you playing along. Of course, it's spooky season.
It's spooky season. It's spooky season.
I like to celebrate all year. I mean, all month. You know? Like,
What up, Othelius? What up out there, world?
What up, Othelius?
What up? What up, Manatee? What up, Stingray?
What up, Stingray? Shout out to Paracon.
Shout out to Paracon, Paranorm, killing it.
Killing it. Guys, we have
mission.
We should have some paranorm drops.
We're gonna have Paranorm on the show. Remember we was talking about the concept that I screenshot you the conversation, right? So yeah, we're gonna have him on. We got some topics. Oops, I muted myself. We got some topics to talk about with him.
We got some topics to talk about for sure.
What we talking about?
Man, we are talking about the Penguin. We are talking about FX's Grotesquerie. We are talking about Agatha All Along. I almost forgot about that third thing. And as always, we are talking shit. But let's get some of our house cleaning out of the way before we get into our topics for the night. Man, I don't know how Scott Summers does this. It's very hard to see.
I'm not cleaning nothing. I'm not cleaning.
Fun fact: his car insurance through the fucking roof.
It's because of all the red.
It's because of all the red. Yeah. I just want to remind you guys to be on the lookout for my review of Joker 2. That's going to be dropping on Friday. So keep a lookout for that. Also, we're going to be dropping the video documenting our LA Comic-Con experience. That will be coming out next Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that.
Look out for the QR code coming for the demo of Swap Meet.
That's right. We got to interview the developers of the video game Swap Meet. That's MEAT. It's a really gross, really fun video game. We got to play it a little bit.
So, you know, if people don't know what it's about, the way you just set that up, Swap Meet, MEAT, and it's a really gross video game we play. It straight up sounds like you're just talking about like a hardcore porn game.
How do you know we're not?
Swap genitalia. But no, yeah. If you want to find out, check out our video next
Fuck
Wednesday.
Around and find out
about the video game.
On Wednesday.
The one that coincidentally has to be on Patreon and can't be on YouTube for some reason. Who knows?
Ophelia said, "Alex, say that like Scott got a choice."
What up,
I don't know how he
Age?
does it.
Shout out to Film Age out there. What's good?
Film Age? Yeah, I'm sure he's had some time to adapt to the glasses. But also want to remind you guys to consider perusing through our merch store where we have hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, and all kinds of stupid shit. with our stupid name on it. It's pretty reasonably priced.
And we got stupid pictures.
Yeah,
we got
some stupid faces on them.
Yeah,
but don't forget. Oh, you can get like one of these. You can get you a beanie because it's getting colder outside and it's almost Christmas time. So make sure you go ahead and get you one of those because we do have 30% off redeemable codes on there right now. So if you click the link, it should take you straight there, and there'll be a redeemable 30% off of whatever you order right this moment. But it will not last forever. But we always have some kind of deal going on. So always peep out, always check.
Yeah, we always got promos going on, and we'll definitely like do another sale like around November for all of your Christmas shopping. So check that out if you're so inclined. And lastly, before we get into our first topic of the night, we do want to shout out the homie Film Age in a big way. We're just gonna show a quick clip of his new trailer of his film that's coming out this month. I'm just gonna play it right now. No prelude. Fucking creepy.
One, that's really fun when you got headphones on.
Yeah, right.
You had the opportunity to just rickroll the fuck out of us, and I'm really impressed you didn't take it.
Oh, I will definitely be rickrolling you guys. just you wait. It's gonna happen. Yeah, like very excited to see Phil Mage's new project coming out. That it was effectively scary for me in that just 40 seconds. So guys, check that out. We should drop something in the video description.
It'll be in the description.
I'm assuming it's going to be on YouTube, right?
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be on the Jubilee too.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll have to say something in the chat. When is it going to be out? What's going on? But I'm sure
it'll be out on Halloween, so I'm in for that. But I just got to know where to watch it while I'm supposed to be doing my job.
We're down like Bobby Brown. When is Halloween, by the way?
It's on a Bantha bunch night.
Oh, cool.
It is indeed.
Well, I know where I'll be.
The week after this one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next Thursday.
Cool.
Which Bill,
I don't have a costume anyway this year.
On Max, there are 2 docuseries shows. One called The Real Murders on Elm Streets, and one called Cabin in the Woods. So both of them take the names from horror movies, and they just tell you about actual fucked up shit that happened in those situations and places. And they're episodic, so you got plenty to choose from.
That's interesting that you mentioned that, because today I actually, first time, long time, I have a docket for what I'm talking about on Thursday.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday? It's a great time. It's a great time.
Congratulations!
We're going to be talking about the Zodiac Killer.
Ooh,
he's a fun guy.
He's real cool. He's
a real mushroom.
There's a documentary. There's a new documentary comes out Wednesday on Netflix that we'll be talking about. It'll be exploring who they really thought was the Zodiac Killer and the people who interacted with the said dude who was investigated or never found or revealed to be, but we know what time it is. We know
I remember my dad and I went and saw that movie, and my dad's like not into horror movies. Now, I don't know if I'd call it a horror movie now, but as a kid, I was like, this is fucking terrifying. And it was really cool to go see it with my dad.
Okay. Are you talking about I'm assuming not the David Fincher movie, the one before that?
No. I'm very old, so not that.
I was like, when you saw the David
Fincher.
And fun fact, my father is actually even older than I am.
Whoa, holy shit.
I know. Yeah.
I might be
it's
Guinness Book of World Records.
We're unique like that.
Yo, so are you your own grandpa?
Oh man, dude. Never mind. It was 07. I was in high school, but still. So the one with the Hulk and Mysterio. Oh, and Iron Man.
That is the David Fincher one.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. I'm in.
Horror Avengers. Got
it. You know what we got to do,
right.
Alex? It's pretty. We got to start reading more, man. America has a 20% illiteracy rate.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a very important thing, and I think that's a good way to segue into our first topic.
It's a hard segue. We were not talking about that at all.
Not at all.
But I got you, dog.
Hey, you got me. It's time to go out into our first topic. That's right. We're going through Fraggle Rock, over the Reading Rainbow, across Sesame Street, right before we get to the Witches Road. And we are going to stop at Jeff's Comic Book Corner. Jeff, what do you have for us today?
Well, first off, is this a bad time to tell you that all of the comics I've covered have been audiobook versions? So I was looking for something to cover for tonight. And so I was going through some of my single issue comics. And real quick, before we get to one for tonight, just again, like, how great was that artwork from Static, man? Amazing. So, love it. So, back in, I believe this came out in 2002.
I was saying. I just realized I was on mute.
So, the book covering today came back, and I believe it was 2002. It was definitely COVID times, and no. And like, it's got the good Suicide Squad movie. So if that dates it for you.
Yeah, the good Suicide movie.
This is from DC Black Label. So the ones that, like, I mean, you actually can't buy them if you're a kid technically, but like, come on. It's called The Nice House on the Lake.
Okay.
So first off, I gotta say, this one was a tough choice because it was between the author of this is named James Tynion, and he's fucking amazing. He's written so many different Batman and Justice League stories, Wonder Woman. He wrote like some of the best ones out. Like he wrote Punchline #1. Like he's a big name in the comic industry. And it was between this one and another book he wrote called Something's Killing the Children.
I love that book. I read the first 5 volumes.
Yeah,
I made a t-shirt.
Yes, you reading that shit around here. Yeah. My bad.
No. I love that.
That one's a little, not a little. That one's much more well known than this one. So I figured let's go with this one.
Let's go.
All right. By the way, if you're looking for a comic to read, Something's Killing the Children is fucking amazing. I cannot suggest it enough. All right. So this book opens up, and we just got this narrator, and she's sitting.
Something is killing the children instead. No, I'm just joking.
I have plenty of it over there. No worries. So this one starts with our narrator. She's just on some steps, and it's just a whole lot of what the fuck's going on. She's looking so one thing I want to point out about this book, and one of the reasons I love it, it is set up like a movie. It like a lot of comics obviously have that storyboard-esque writing style and storytelling. This one even more than others. So this one starts off with our narrator. She's looking basically into the camera while she's literally bandaging her head, and she has a spear leaning against her leg. And literally the first words in this book are just, "It was the end of a late night in Brooklyn," which, first off, just a pretty good way, in my opinion, to start a book. And it goes over to her, and it continues with her just being like, it's just like another of dozens of identical nights. It could have been any other night. And she's just kind of describing, like, those nights where you're out with some friends and you see a bunch of people and you're talking and they're all interchangeable. And she ends up mentioning just like, and then there was this guy at the end of the table. And this guy, and he wasn't like really, she's like, he wasn't like very interesting. He wasn't very engaging. Like if you asked a question, he'd answer, but outside of that, not really much about him. And then it cuts away from her, and now it goes into like the past, her memories, and it goes into her saying, and it's the guy, and he's saying, "How do you think the world will end?" And which, by the way, I just got to throw out there. That's actually a pretty awesome way to start a conversation with someone you barely know. In my opinion, I think that's awesome. So she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, is that weird?" She's like, "Oh, no. It's definitely fucking weird. But now we're going. Let's talk about this." And it's, a couple of panels back and forth, but then it cuts it to one where it's her idea. And what she says is, okay, look at this bar and the city. The way of people dressing and the way we talk and our dumb jobs and our dumb lives. I think this will end. It'll end slowly, though. It'll crack apart. Systems will break down because they always break down. America won't last forever because nothing does or ever will. And we'll think that's the end of the world. Like while that's happening, that's what we'll call it. But then thousands of years later, there will still be people. They'll just be, different. And as you're reading this, now you're obviously going by and you're focused on the word bubbles that she's saying. So you don't even realize that it's literally panning over from the bar full of people to just death. It's the two of them sitting at a table surrounded by bodies. So the guy she's talking to the guy and she's like, "Oh, fuck, does that make me an optimist? Oh man, don't tell anyone." And they just keep going. And then, and he goes, she's like, "Well, how do you think it's going to end?" And he goes, "I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. But it helps to talk about it, I think." And he goes, "We should continue this conversation sometime." And then it cuts back to the present where she's sitting there all masked up and everything with her spear. And she's like, and that's kind of always how he talked, like we wouldn't talk for a bit. Then he'd reach out. We'd hang out a little bit. I could tell he had a crush on me, but he never tried anything. And it always just came back to like, so we got to continue our conversation. And then she's like, and then I just didn't hear from him for like 2 years until I got the email. And we got like this scene where she's obviously walking up these steps. And then the next page, the entire next page is an inbox. And I think it's just such a great way of doing it and transitioning the book along. And it's basically just this guy, the guy from the previous conversation, just being like, "Hey, I haven't seen you guys in forever, but like, I've been planning this. And, my mom's friend has a lake house that she said we could use. And, that's why I've been talking to you all." Yeah. So it's actually showing the email. He's like, and that's why I've been like, secret, like subtly all summer being like, "Hey, what are you guys doing this weekend? What are you doing it? So none of you have an excuse. So we all got to go." And then he signs off as Walter. And it's just a simple, like, hey, a friend of ours who we haven't seen in a while has just kind of set up like a really awesome week for us to just hang out at this beautiful lake house and have a good time and stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. So then we cut to the narrator just walking up a lawn. She's walking into it's this forested area, a long driveway. And then it does something that we'll see throughout the rest of this issue, where it's a picture of her and it gives us her name and like some info, like it says the artist and it says her name, Ryan Kane, 26-year-old female. And it talks about like some weird things. It's like New York cluster. It's how did he first encounter her? And then the weirdest part is, then it says chosen in Brooklyn 6 years ago. So we end up moving on, and she ends up walking up the path, and she gets to the house, and she runs into another person. And something that ends up happening as we go throughout this is we keep meeting people, and we keep getting their little quick, like, what's going on? And the next person we meet is the writer, Nora Jacobs. High school cluster, first encountered 19 years ago. Chosen in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 18 years ago. And then it just throws in a little, in the little brackets there, name and gender revived 5 years ago. And this is a really interesting part because everybody, so we get these people and we get their little blurbs and the information, and it's literally people walking through the house and being like, oh my god, you're here, I can't believe it, and I'm like, oh look, Rob's over there, and like, and so it's a decent amount of exposition through conversation, but they do it in a way that's interestingly keeping the story going. So yeah, so we get all these different people, and while we're seeing the house, we see these people. We get the comedian David Dye, 32, college cluster, New York cluster, encountered 11 years ago, chosen 4 years ago. And then we get the accountant, Molly Reynolds, 34, first encountered 18 years ago, chosen 16 years ago. The scientist, Veronica White, 34 years old, met 18 years ago, chosen 14 years ago. And that says government link NASA next to hers. Going on, there's the reporter, Sam Eugen. And then there's the acupuncturist, Arturo Perez. And we get, I promise there's only a couple more. Then we get the consultant, Sarah Radnitz. She's interesting because she's got another governmental link, the DNC. We got the doctor, Naya Radia, and we've got the pianist, Rick McEwen. McEwen? I don't know. And but while we're meeting all of these people, we also are getting little bits of information throughout. It's just little things like, man, can you believe this house? Who has this house? Like, to the point where they're talking about, like, a billionaire has to own this. And then one guy's like, I tried looking it up on Zillow, but there's no connection. Like, no one can get any service. Did anyone see the lake? I thought it was a lake house. Like, all this stuff. So it's clearly setting this up whilst also introducing us to all these characters. And then finally, we get the main character, the guy who set all of this up and invited everybody, Walter. And Walter just comes in, putting down some groceries, and is just like, hey, I'm glad everyone came, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you're all here. And then we get another email. This email is the itinerary to Ryan, the artist who we met before. And this one's getting a little more odd. In this email, he's mentioning, like, hey, I'm so glad that you're able to come. You know, I invited 15 people, but only 12 are coming. It's disappointing, but I think the others will be more disappointing in the long run. Long run. He's like, you'll find information on how to get to the airport, from how to get from the airport to here. But that's super easy. I'm going to have a driver pick you up and drive you. You'll find like some weird things, like little placards with fun names. Your name is the artist. You'll look around and you'll see things in the house that are for you as the artist. It'll show you where your room is, all this stuff. And he's like, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a blast. And I can't wait till you show up. So moving on from that, we get just everyone just having a party at a nice house. There's people grilling. There's people in the pool. There's people talking. Interestingly enough, they did a fun thing where the word bubbles have like the scribbles, but then just like one word here or there. And like sometimes it's nothing, like it's like underwear. And then another one, it's like Greenpoint. But then at other times, it's like Democrats, light pollution, constellations. So there's clearly something going on. It's a party, but it's not all, we're not like privy to all of it, but they're also kind of letting us know that part's not really important. And then in the bottom corner, we see Ryan. She is getting service, and she's looking at her cell phone, and she just gets this look of horror on her face. And she's just like, what the hell? Holy show. Oh no. And the next 2 pages are just different Twitter and Instagram feeds. And it is insane shit. Obviously, you're not going to be able to read all of it, but there's pictures here and there of New York on fire, of a guy's eyeballs literally just bursting out of his skull. And like some of these are just like one says, my mom just called me screaming that her skin was coming off in pieces. I don't know what to do. Another person says, look, I think we need to start having a reasonable conversation about painless ways to kill yourself. Someone else is like, says, I just watched Anderson Cooper burn to death on live television. I can pull my skin off in sheets. It doesn't even hurt. It feels like pudding. My skin is sticking to the phone as I type this. Fuck. And then one of the cooler ones is from the mayor of New York's Twitter account. All caps, it just says, "There is something in the sky behind the fire. Look behind the fire at the color that hurts your eyes." So there's all of these things going on, and it's everywhere. It's covering multiple social media, and it's fucking insane. And then we cut to the next scene is just Ryan horrified, this look on her face while she's literally got an image pulled up of someone burning to death, and she just like she's overwhelmed, and she just goes back to party. There's something wrong, and they're all like, huh? And she's like, everyone shut the fuck up. There's something wrong. And they're like, what? And she's like showing them her phone. She's like, New York is gone. And they're like, what do you mean? She's like, I mean, it's gone. People are dying. Things are on fire. So they all run inside and they try turning on the TV, and the emergency broadcast system is up. And it says, this is a message from the emergency broadcast system. An attack has been made against the United States. Further attacks may be incoming. Seek shelter immediately. And we get the typical thing you'd expect from this. They're all like, that can't be real. This isn't real. Come on. What are we thinking? Other people are like, it's my family. We got to go find my family. What if Chicago was attacked? Can we make it to Milwaukee? Oh, by the way, they're all in upstate Wisconsin. Can we make it to Milwaukee? Is Milwaukee even safe? And then Ryan just looks over at Walter and just says, I guess the conversation is over. And Walter smiles at her. And she just looks at him and says, you picked. And at this point, everyone else starts realizing something's up. And they're like, what is she talking about? And Ryan's like, just tell him. Why don't you? And they're like, what? And Walter just says, there's nowhere for you to leave to. No world to go back to. Not in any way that matters. And they're just like, what's going on? He's like, I'm sorry. You can't leave. And they're really starting to freak out. They're like, what the fuck is going on, Walter? And they're yelling at him, and they're trying to figure this out. And Walter's not really being too helpful. He's like, this is why I brought you here. I wanted to save you from what my people were going to do to your planet. I'm not going to explain to you what I really am or what this is or why this was necessary. I'd rather you just all think of me as your friend, the guy that you met long ago, you know? And they're obviously freaking out even more. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, hey, it's okay. You're going to have like good stuff. Like you'll be happy. There's steaks, there's TV. I've taken care. I set this place up. I built this place for you, but you'll never be able to leave. And that's when the writer, I don't remember her, Nora, I think, she grabs like a fire poker and she screams and she turns and she fucking attacks Walter, just bashes him right in the head. Except it cuts straight through his fucking face. And his face is just parting and doing this weird, terrifying, what the fuck thing. To the point where like the comedians literally just yells out, what the actual fuck. And then as Nora's just looking at him, Walter's face starts like coming back together and reforming. And I don't know if like he needs to do this to like reform himself or what, but you notice Nora's hand starting to like wither, almost like disappear. And then Walter just fucking tears her hand off her entire fucking arm. She's screaming, falling backwards. And and while his face is like coming back together, he's just like, listen, I know you're hurting, but I think you guys will see this was for what's best, you know? And he's just like, all right, I'll be back every once in a while just to check in, toast to the world we used to know. Until then, I love you all. And the last page we just get, and it, like I said, this is very cinematic where it's just backing out. It's Ryan, then it's the friends, then it's the exterior of the house, and then we see the house on the lake. And that's the end of the first issue.
Damn, son. Damn. Sorry,
You're
sorry
good.
for listening audience. I'm sorry. Excuse me. We had to make sure we was on mute so we didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, we didn't want to like interrupt you because I immediately once you said once at the end where it pans out and you're like, and then we see That's the house on the lake.
So go one more panel.
Oh, one more panel. Sorry.
Yep, you're good. So that's the exterior, and then that's the final shot. Yeah,
lake. And that's when I thought
that's the name of the show.
And by the way, if you're listening, Othelia says, "Nah, me and Walter gonna squabble. You mean to tell me you can call all these random motherfuckers, but you can't call my mama and get her out?"
Oh God, we got to fight. Oh God,
should have let me know what this was about.
Nora had the same thought. It's gonna be a lot harder to write now.
Yeah, right. Hold on. I'm sorry. No, not hold on. Hold on me, not hold on you.
I resent being told to hold on to anything.
As you should, sir. As you should. I will not stand for it. I will sit right here.
Now that is a pretty creepy comic book and just like a nice, well-contained story.
I thought you were doing another
right. And by the way, just like real quick, like I said, when I say cinematic, I mean like, so like this is the first time we see the name of it in the book. Like that's an opening shot to a movie right there, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's so, this one's so well done. It's just so fun. Oh, hang on, I'll show you again.
One more time.
People
in the back.
So yeah, just
nice house on the lake.
And like you even got like the words reflected in the water and stuff. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't even notice that till you just said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really great imagery. And yeah, just kind of like you said, it's kind of evokes that same like style of like cabin in the woods, just like that idea of just like a secluded place that could be paradise, but also just
based on the cover I bought it, I was like, oh sweet, it's gonna be like a Jason Voorhees thing. No, it's not.
Wrong.
No, it's not. It's funny when I saw the cover, I was like, oh, this feels like it's gonna have something is killing the children vibes. And then you said that, I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yep. James Tynion the Fourth, my man. He's a genius. He's a really amazing writer.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of his. Now that knowing about this book and something is killing the children,
and it's only a 12-issue run. It's a limited story, so if you want a quick, easy read, you got one right there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I love about it. Like, you're in and out, and it's a nice, like, good little read around Halloween time. You know, there's still time, guys, if you want to pick this book up and read it on October 31st. But that concludes Jeff's Comic Book Corner. Always a pleasure. We really, you treated us with
guess what?
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high.
Come on.
One day.
Right.
No, we need to put the DMX.
So I will say this. So I will say this. I'm not going to do full stories anymore. I think static. I don't know about anyone else, but I got a little like, okay, let's be done at the end. So I was thinking like 2 issues of something, you know, and so viewers, you guys can decide. Just put it in the comments here. Next week, would you like issue 2 of The Nice House on the Lake or issue 1 of Something's Killing the Children? And that should be the last one before Halloween.
Ooh,
okay. You got to remember to put it as a poll.
Let us know. Yeah, we got to put a poll up. Yeah, we got to
I forgot we can do this. Well, I forgot you can do this.
Yeah.
No,
I can't do shit.
You should be able to do it. It's in the cloud. Everything's in the cloud. Everything Nerds at Night. You should be able to do it.
I'm just signed into StreamYard. I'm not on Twitter or anything.
Oh yeah.
I'm not on Twitter or the YouTubes or.
Yeah. You just get your YouTube Studio app. We get you hooked up. Get you right. We get you right.
So yeah, we'll put up a post. We'll put up a poll on Nerds at Night. Put a poll on Drunk Banthas. We'll combine them together, divide it by 3, send it to the Electoral College, and then we'll figure out.
Well, you forgot the hand count.
Oh yeah,
do the hand count. The hand recount. The hand count for the recount.
Did you hear what's going on in Moldova?
Of course.
First of all, I don't know where Moldova is, sir. That sounds like a deodorant.
In between Ukraine and Russia, they're getting ready for an election, and the dude that's like very clearly in a certain country's pocket is literally just trying to be like, "Hey, if you vote for me, I'll give you $28." And by the way, That's not a random number. He just 20.
You know what's crazy about that? You know what's crazy about that? That's literally what Elon is doing for Trump.
North Carolina or Pennsylvania. Sorry.
Yeah, except he's giving out $1 million for you to vote.
But his is random.
Oh yeah, it's random. I don't even believe. Let me see the check cash. Let me see the money. And look, I'll say I'll vote for Trump for $1 million.
I'll go vote for somebody else.
Exactly. I'll go vote my ass right up there and vote for somebody else.
Technically, you don't even need to do that. You just need to sign a petition that you support the First and Second Amendment.
Oh man.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's actually.
However,
that's actually illegal.
None of the three of us can do it.
Oh man, because we don't live
in
hackers.
Because he's only offering it in swing
Pennsylvania. Yeah, in Pennsylvania,
Wisconsin, North Carolina.
We got family in
Arizona, and another one I don't remember.
Michigan. And Michigan's the other one, and we got family there. Shout out to all the fam in Michigan. Get the checkup, bitch.
Right.
And you heard it here first. I know y'all ass didn't know nothing about it, so quit acting. Yeah. Come on, cuz. Hit your boy up, get us this bread.
You win $1 million. We're just asking 1%. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to keep talking about this, we'll move on to our second topic of the night. Our first show of the night. We're talking about Grotesquerie.
Grotesquerie.
Did you change it? That one seemed like it was more clear.
No. It's the same.
It's one.
By the way, I finally, we're only about 8 episodes into some of these ones, went through and looked at the ratings for all of them. So I've got numbers if we want to know them.
You know what? Okay, that's the first thing we should do, because this is the turning point, obviously, of this show.
Yeah, this is very much a cornerstone of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good time to go back and reference what has happened.
All right. So first and foremost, Grotesquerie, out of all three, lowest rated on IMDb, 6.6 out of 10.
Wait a minute, which one?
This episode?
Grotesquerie overall. Okay. This episode is it's a 3-way tie for the third most popular episode of the series.
Oh shit. Okay.
The highest rated was Red Haze with a 7.8. The second highest rated was right after that, Good Cesarean Work with a 7.5. And so, like I said, this one, episode 1 and episode 2 had the same rating. Do you guys want to guess?
Oh man, I'm gonna guess.
I'd guess an 8.
Third highest, and the other two was a 7.8 and a 7.5. So it has to be lower than those.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, third highest. I'm gonna go with it's a 6.
The first 2 episodes?
The first 2 and this one have the same score.
Man, I mean, I would maybe 6.8. Yeah,
7.3.
Oh,
okay.
Lowest rated episode's only a 7.1, but overall it's a 6.6.
All those ratings are very surprising to me, because the first episode is still the strongest episode.
First episode is fire.
I'm not surprised
what anyone is talking about on that one.
But I'm not surprised. So first episode 7.3 as well. I'm not at all surprised though that Red Haze got the highest rating at a 7.8. I mean, it's got the most action, so people who aren't too cerebral automatically migrate into that one. And
right.
2, honestly, that 15-minute straight shot was pretty fucking dope.
It's very stylistic, yeah. And like to your point, even if this
was it actually a real one, because that would actually could have been a one shot.
No, there's definitely some.
The first 15 minutes were, yeah.
I'm telling
you, it was
okay.
15.
For 15.
Because it was all over Twitter, and I was like, or not Twitter, it was all over IMDb trivias, and I was like, I need to look into this a bit more. And it is. I mean, like, they clearly had to have a car with them for parts of it, but they did it, man.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. Especially the opening, which looked like a drone shot. I don't even know how they did a lot of that stuff in the very, very beginning. That's pretty intense.
Maybe the drone do the entire thing.
You can have a drone. Jesus Christ. You can have a drone that will stay close proximity to and it will only go when the other object is moving.
Right. But there are also like safety concerns. Like apparently you can't have like a drone like fall from the sky and have a camera operator like grab it because like,
because it'll
crazy and like it decapitates the dude or something like that,
Yeah, no. Why would you do that? No, that's not what I was saying. That it'll trail the person.
Right.
Don't grab it. Don't grab. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell y'all something right now. Y'all might not know this, but I don't want anybody out there grabbing drones because
do not do
it
that.
will cut your hand off and it may even kill you.
That is true. Well, I was more talking about
math is going to get so much harder.
I was more talking about the opening scene, where it does look like as a drone shot, but it can't be because like you can't physically have a drone like float around a car and then hand it to a camera operator and then have him do that for like 15 minutes. So
okay, that would be really funny if they just brought it down, landed on cement, and some guy just picks it up and is running with it.
Maybe that's
go.
Maybe that's the portion that isn't the one shot, right? Maybe there's a portion of time that's not the one, because it's a certain amount of time not said.
I'll be honest, I was also
I don't know,
not paying as much attention to that part. I was mostly paying attention to once they get to the hotel, like everything they do then is a one shot until they cut to her in the hospital,
So what was this?
So maybe I wasn't right.
So remind everybody, what was the rating for this most recent episode?
7.3. Tied with episode 1 and episode 2.
3. And it makes sense because this episode was probably the most gnarly episode, period. Like the episode where if we first see Travis Kelce and he helps her escape from the hospital, that was a trippy one, right? Like, but this is gnarly.
It's very crazy.
I was talking to Blake about it. This is another Blake insider right here. He was like, oh man, we know what's going on. This, I guess apparently it was a coma, da 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 da. And I was like, hey man, I get all that. I just hate that I just started all the way back over. Like we just started the whole show. I gotta figure out all my whodunits over. I gotta start a whole new whodunit list. I feel like
technically we don't know. We don't know if there is a new whodunit because in this new real world, we don't know if there is a serial killer running around trying to murder.
No, there is. Well, yeah, I cheated. I watched the preview. I watched the trailer. But because I had to watch the trailer, I was like, God damn, I have no idea what just happened. Let me just okay. So, but no. I mean,
I think it's funny that with regardless of all the imagery and symbolism and all that shit, this is the episode that made the most sense.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is the episode where they explain stuff. But yeah, we'll get to.
I was just about to say. I was about to throw it to you. So what I was going to say is we have been talking and hinting at some of these things that led us to this point, but we're gonna get to those moments because we're gonna have to talk about them all throughout this episode. So let's get to it, Alex. Tell the people what the fuck happened in this episode, or whatever the fuck you got written down over there.
I will in a second. I just want to shout out Gers and Purrs. She says, "Hey, a boner hath risen."
That's true.
As Fifth Bantha says, that's pretty great.
He didn't even put no laugh emojis or nothing. He was just like, "That's a good one." That's
the only thing that could have made his statement better is if there was a period at the end.
Yo,
it makes it more real.
Books, Gers, and Purrs has the most nicknames out of anybody who be in the chat.
BGP.
I can just call her Gers and Purrs. Y'all call her BGP. You know what I'm talking about? So somebody just gonna be like Purrs. Hey Purrs.
Hey, what up, Purrs?
Hey, what up, Purrs?
Yo, B-Purr.
That's
B
a pretty
Perk.
good.
Yeah, B Perk.
It's a pretty good rap name. I was like, oh yeah, listen to Purrs. She had that hit with UGK back in the 90s.
B Purr is her. B Purr.
What was that album she just dropped? Oh, you mean Book Girls? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
That's her. Yeah, that's her album title. B Purrs is her pickup basketball nickname.
But this episode,
I was about to say some more shit. I could probably do that for 20 minutes. No, we're not doing that.
They're great names.
That's called the Banner Bunch. Thursday every 7
Grotesquerie, episode 7, Unplugged. It started out pretty crazy. Instead of addressing the very cliffhangery ending of the last episode, we just kind of jump into Lois, Fast Eddie, and Merritt eating at a restaurant. The atmosphere was very tense as Loa learned that her daughter had fallen for the orderly, and she asked Fast Eddie to take care of her while she investigated Grotesquerie's coordinates with Sister Megan. This is a pretty strange scene. Like I mentioned, we completely ignore the cliffhanger of the last episode. I thought that I had missed something. I rewound like 4 times. But what did you think of just like
I
this
stopped the episode and went back to the last episode and went straight to the end, and I was like, okay, yeah, so she did kill this nigga. Okay. Well, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Okay. I was thinking maybe it was something else, but no, yeah, I had no idea what the fuck was going on for the first 5 minutes of what was this episode had started.
So strange.
But what we did find out is Lois be fucking.
Lois be fucking.
Well, we found that out later.
Very, very much later.
We found that out later.
But we find out in this scene is that
everyone was so surprised. Okay.
She feels a certain way about Merritt and Fast.
We found out that Fast Eddie be fucking.
Fast Eddie
and Merritt be fucking.
No, there's a reason he's fast.
That's one constant in all the multiverses, that Fast Eddie be fucking. We find out later.
Somebody tell T Swift.
I think they're still holding hands.
We're about to get a new album out of all that, you know. Sorry, Travis.
Sorry, Travis. Blame Travis.
No, I understood what they were doing in the sense that, like, okay, it's one of those, like, they're going to bring it up to us later. They're trying to just kind of like make us wait a little bit before we get the whodunit. And it was like, all right, you know, although like this episode, it was just like, oh God, it's starting to get kind of obvious. Like, really, they're sitting right next to each other. It's like, clearly they've been fucking. Clearly they're getting like together and everything, and they're going to tell her. And then like all of it just seemed very fun, shocking, scripted when you think about what comes to light later on, you know?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are kind of like ham-fisted in
oh
this
my God.
movie.
Terrible phrase. When did we stop doing phrases? Stop
saying normal things like that.
Guys, if we stop doing phrasing, it's fine. But if no one told me, I'm going to be really upset.
Exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, there's a lot of things that are whatever you think of us in a dub, where like things are very much emphasized. Like we pretty much know what's happening. Like we have one point where one of her colleagues says, "Wake up."
But also
and in that different voice, you know.
Yeah, but also to that point, this is the thing. I mentioned this at one point, her possibly being in a coma, because remember when the dude that they thought was the killer, they went to go see him and he was dead in his mama's vagina.
Oh yeah.
And she screamed at her, "Wake up."
Oh, right.
And I was talking about the light on the face being symbol of something. Like, is she talking to God? Is she going in a trance? Is she in a dream state or something? Like, we had these little signs like that, wake up and all that kind of shit. And now if you go back and watch, which I think I'm going to do, maybe I'll do a little video on it or something, but we should go back and watch all of the episodes before this, and you'll see all of those little things and even conversations that, like, we noticed later in the episode that when she's in a coma, she hears certain things that they say, and she translates that in her mind throughout the dream state that she has. So people end up reciting the things that people are saying in the real life, right? So there's little hints and clues that we now got to go back and get after this episode.
Right. Yeah, I could even like see like maybe like when the light thing that's happening throughout the movie, maybe it's or throughout the show, maybe it's like with the doctor like opening her pupils, shining a light in her eye. I can see
her
that
being rolled over or something, like, or the sun coming out, or the light coming on in the room. It could be
even the times that she's like crazy drunk, could be pain medication management, you know, shit like that.
Yes, exactly. She could just be doped up, which I mean, she definitely is, right? We know she's doped up because she's in a coma. Coma's not a good place to be.
Right.
Apparently, you dream of serial killers is what you do when you're in a coma. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I could use a rest. I mean, like, I've been sleepy lately, you know, just
take a break.
Not like a couple years, but like a couple 2-3 days, you know, that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I can take like a nice 2 weeks.
You don't need a 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks is too long. Come back with brain farts.
Brain farts.
Yeah,
it's not good enough as it is.
But speaking of coma, we like back to the dream state that Lois is in. We see that she makes the decision to pull the plug on Marshall. In a fit
after finding out, in a fit of rage after finding out that her wannabe boy toy is now toying with her daughter, who she finds grotesque and disgusting, and which makes her grotesque and disgusting, which is odd because, well, I mean, I guess it's the point of this show, because that's the name of this show. Yeah, so
it is a grotesque.
Which is, it's also fun. It's not funny, but it's interesting that it was that Travis is now cheating on her, which in the reality that she thinks she's in, she only thinks they were flirting, like there was nothing physical going on. Right. But when she finds out that her husband literally did cheat on her, she's like, whatever, I'm just gonna scare her with a gun, but he could stay alive. But no, it's the that football player I could have fucked. Now I can't.
Now I can't.
Time to kill my husband.
Now it is time. Or maybe that's just like the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know. But I'm curious, what do you guys think of Travis Kelce's acting in this show? Because this is first try outside of like a bunch of commercials. He was in a bunch of commercials last year.
Still in commercials, boy. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, actually, he's still out there making his money in the commercials
every Sunday.
What do you think his performance? Because he kind of has to play two different characters in this episode.
He was good when he was Fast Eddie, but when he was Bum Eddie,
Bummy Eddie,
Bummy Eddie.
I believe the term is Mullet Eddie.
You know what? I'm down with that. Maletti.
It sounds like some Italian dude that owns a deli.
It sounds like a character from the Penguin, honestly.
Hey, yous, I want you to go outside and meet up with Maletti.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. When you come back, you tell me what he says.
Oh, man.
Oh, but anyway.
Mullet Eddie, you weren't a fan of him.
Mullet Eddie was not a good actor. Fast Eddie, he fast Kelsey, so that was him just being himself. But when he got to get into his bag of being sad and depressed, he was just sitting there like this. And somebody should have told him on set, like, "Hey man, you too big to do that. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at you like, oh, he's so sensitive." Like, no, dog, you too big. You just need to be like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm like, you could be a deadbeat without being like, docile.
Right.
But he's just too big. You just too big to be doing that and to pull it off.
Yeah, I felt like his physicality was a little like lacking, but I when actually in that scene I was thinking he would be a really good voice actor. Like I hope he pursues a career of voice acting because he's doing a lot with his voice. But yeah, like there's a lot that goes into the screen acting with your face and your physicality. I don't think he's there yet. But again, this is like his first real acting thing, so I feel like he's doing all right. But what do you think, Boner?
So first off, it's his second. He was in one episode of something called Moonbase.
Oh,
okay. Sorry, Moonbase 8.
Moonbase 8. That sounds
from Venti Venti. In case you're wondering,
sounds like one of those. Oh, never mind. Go ahead, please.
But I think actually I'm very much enjoying him, and I actually think he's doing a pretty good job acting. I agree that his voice acting's better than his physicality, but at the same time, with like his little shrunken state and everything, I think it was also that's a tricky one to try and pull off when you are his size, because he's also he's got to be meek, and he's got to be like. The character that he's playing also can't push the envelope too hard because they're literally sitting there having an argument with Mama, or I'm sorry, they're sitting there having an argument where they're telling Papa that he fucked Mama while he's still trying to keep his wife from being like kicking him to the curb. Because remember, at this point, we're also it's also pointed out like dude's got nothing. He doesn't have like a job. Like, yeah, come on, he's not a career man.
He works at the Cinnabon.
Let me tell you something.
Exactly.
Part-time.
y'all come on, man.
Also, think about it this way. Think about some of the other think about like some of the actors that you really enjoy, like when you see their early work, let alone their second role ever. And by the way, this might be his first real role, considering his character on Moonbase 8 is called Kelsey. It's just his last name.
Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, Moonbase 8 right there, that sounds fake. And I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but I will say this: it looks like it is made like when one of them disaster film type shit. That's what it sounds like to me.
Holy shit! John C. Reilly and Fred Armisen and Tim Heidecker were like the top 3 cast.
Oh Jesus! Okay,
but it only went 6 episodes, and Travis Kelce was in 1.
It must have been on Peacock.
Close. Showtime.
Oh yeah, that is close. that's equally irrelevant.
Showtime is almost PBS Plus right now. Like that's almost what Showtime is. Like, don't nobody watch that.
Nobody.
The only thing Showtime had was Red Shoe Diaries, and then the internet was invented, and Showtime was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, shout out to
what Rich. Are we gonna do if we don't have porn?
Somebody call 50 Cent. No, I'm joking.
What happens next? As her boss ranted about police departments replacing officers with machinery and algorithms, she urged Lois to wake up to the reality around her.
Wake up.
I was talking
told her to wake up.
Lois talking to her boss, who basically told her to retire.
But she also told her to wake up.
Wake up.
She said, why don't you put on a little makeup?
Putting on more for the, hinting more that she's in a coma.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, she goes through the crime scene. She goes through the church. Going through all Christopher Father.
Experiments.
Going through his experiments, going through his books and his readings and his light reading.
Very 7-esque.
And picking up on things, learning and realizing, or maybe confirming that the nun is also in on it. Right. And I don't feel too bad about doing all the whodunit stuff, because guess what? We figured out that case.
Yeah.
But this is also like what Blake says. Like, this is why it wasn't a whodunit. You couldn't have known this answer because it was an answer outside the realm of, we were being set up to have a straightforward, like, hey, this is a reality show. This is a reality situation. And they broke their own fucking rules. So yeah, technically Blake was right. This is not a whodunit.
Yeah. And like, just to emphasize that, just to explain what happens next, in a sudden twist, Sister Megan admitted that she was Father Charlie's accomplice in the Grotesquerie killings, and
by knifing her.
Yeah, that was a pretty weird admittance. Yeah, and she that's how she was always had the inside scoop on the killer's plans and messages. Sister Megan did plan on letting Lois live after giving up her secret, and she savagely attacked her in the kitchen.
Very Scream-esque. No?
Yeah, very, yeah.
Because their point was to get like, okay, people aren't scared enough no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that was Billy and what's his name's point, right? Stu. Yeah. Billy and Stu wanted to get people scared again. Like honor serial killer shit. Do it like a real movie. Make their movie.
That's Mickey from the second one or the killers from the fourth one. But still see what you're saying. But I mean, like, yeah, to the point where literally when she goes to kill Lois, she holds a knife up like this and screams, "Blasphemy!" and like goes like in this high-pitched crackling tone, like, okay, we get it. You understand what a jump scare is.
Right.
It's one of the funniest moments of the whole show.
But like my point
I did laugh hard out loud.
My point was that they were a buddy murder team that was doing it to advance their cause through murder. Which,
yes.
And then she ends up getting into it they end up getting into it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Remember, that's where Billy and Stu stab each other with a fucking knife. They stab each other in the kitchen.
Which points to Lois for attacking with soup. Just boiled the shit out of Sister's face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is also like evocative to the imagery in the first episode where she found the upsetting thing boiling in the pot in that first grotesque.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, Alex is not a fan of pork.
Hold on a second. What the hell was I doing? We got all kind of shit going on here right now.
a lot of imagery going on.
Also, by the way, Sister, I lost count after 13 stabs. So like it got fucking brutal. Now she only gets like 2 before she gets Lois on the floor. But then when she's going, you can hear the like stabbing noise. Yeah, and it was definitely more than 13. I think it ended at like 16 or 17.
Jeez. Yeah, she was really going in.
A stabble.
And that was a pretty savage scene. But I feel like, the fact that we all knew that this was kind of a dream state.
Well, almost
the twists happened.
Not quite. We knew when she was dying.
They went back and forth. There were the 2 stabs, and then Lois was fighting back. And then we cut back to the outside real world and we see this stuff.
Right.
And then they cut back into this. And so like a big part of it was, I think, with Sister, with like the crazy amount of stabs and like it's zooming out. I don't think it was just like, hey, we're taking her off life support. I think Lois was also starting to get like inside was giving up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. That's what that was supposed to be, right?
Yes. There was definitely a portion of her giving up, but then at the very last moment, finding a need to fight, right? Like the mindset of it's not over.
Yeah.
Like
the will to act.
Right, which is because we got another killer out there. We actually got a real killer out there, or at least that's my theory.
Yeah. Oh, well, to switch over, like as we get this moment where Dream Lois is in peril, we switch over to real life where Courtney B. Vance, Marshall, is having the awkward conversation with Fast Eddie and Merritt, where like we mentioned earlier, there's a whole lot of grossness going on.
We said last week we were gonna get Marshall back. We're gonna get some Marshall in this show because it's not gonna be, he not just getting paid to lay in the bed. Like
I still wish we had it the way we wanted though.
Same.
Just to him walking around, just eating the sandwich at the.
Yes, I want him eating McDonald's half-ass naked.
Instead,
hospital,
just Winnie the Pooh in it, like shirt, no underwear, eating a peanut butter sandwich in the dark.
That's what I want.
He's literally just got a hand and a bottle of honey.
Honey.
Why don't they let us write shows, guys?
I think we just answered our own question, honestly.
We would never get anything done in the writer's room. It would be in the best writer's room ever, but nothing would come out of it.
No other writer's room would have as much laughter and get less done.
Absolutely.
It has so much fun, but the productivity is down.
Guarantee it. I guarantee.
Can you believe they're paying us for this? They're not going to. We have to give them something.
Shout out to YouTube.
We have a job.
Shout out to YouTube.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube. But yeah, like this is the dinner table conversation where we find out, there's a whole lot of fucking going on.
They start fucking. It was gross.
Just a bunch of family fucking.
Because how old is the daughter supposed to be?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's kind of gross. Anyway,
real life, she was born in 92.
Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah.
What
okay.
I'm
So that's
guessing,
cool. That's cool. Then
what I'm thinking in my brain, like Merritt's in her 20s,
late 20s, and the real life one is in her late 20s because she done got a doctorate and shit.
Right. Well, yeah.
Or she got she's an actual doctor.
Show version. Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's not the real one, not the real person. I'm talking about the real
Raven's in her 30s.
Coma.
Right.
Yeah, the not coma girl. Okay. Shit.
25.
I'm just saying she's got to be
at least 28.
Yeah,
probably closer to 29, 30. Yeah.
Because if she's a doctor, then we definitely in that age group.
Yeah.
And she got to be, I think she's 30. The way she was talking, she got to be like 30 years old.
Yeah, because the real world Merritt, and aside from the doctor being an actual doctor, she's just like so much more mature and put together, which obviously also makes sense considering everything in the coma world is Lois's take on things. And obviously also a lot of the people within it are also substitutes for her own personality traits.
Right, exactly. How'd you feel about that, Alex? Since he just brought it up.
Yeah, like there were I have to do some more digging on.
I don't know.
There's obviously like a lot of parallels between the coma life and real world life. It's like just like a weird demented Wizard of Oz situation. Where it's just like all the
that's interesting that you said that.
All the people from the barn are just like here, but in a just like a fucked up way. But yeah,
I think I'm just describing the Wizard of Oz again.
Actually, yes.
What's funny is you just described Agatha All Along too. We got two shows that are very Wizard of Ozzy.
Yeah. Actually, 3 shows that are all very
Don't
similar,
you say the Penguin is Wizard of Oz.
No,
turns out it was all the same writers, and they're like, just change my name so the people don't think we cheated.
So I got that to serve.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Those are such good drops.
But no, yeah, I like the similarities between the real world and the dream world, but I'm curious to see what happens more because this is episode 7. I'm very surprised that there are 3 more episodes left. I don't know what other story there is to mine.
I have a theory that the next 3 episodes are going to be like
suck. Oh, never mind.
No, they're going because FX has it's less of a theory than more so just based on results. FX has a history of sometimes just like making their last 2-3 episodes are like 90 minutes long, and they get to it with those 3 episodes too. Like, so it in a situation where a show had to rely on just doing their 44-50 minute shit that they got to get off, what is it, 45-minute show normally, now they can actually sit here and play a little bit more, because they basically can put out 3 movies in 3 weeks, as opposed to having to just, you know, rely on the structure of regular television. So I'm hoping that that's what we get, because Netflix, because FX is accustomed to doing that, you know, or they're not afraid to do that because they've done it several times. The Shield, what's that one where Justified, Sons of Anarchy, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have that type of situation. To your point about 3 episodes, we got 3 episodes to solve a whole nother murder and figure out what the fuck she was dreaming about. Like why were you dreaming about all this stuff, lady?
Yeah, like like there has to be a lot from those first few episodes to tie into this, because otherwise it's a big waste of time. But Boner, how did you feel about this episode? Are you excited about the last few episodes we got left?
I don't even know. I'm usually not a fan of like, it was a dream. Oh, it was a coma. Like, oh, come on. Like I said, it makes a lot of things make a lot of sense, but at the same time, it's just like, I'm just like, I think I might be over this show already, which I feel bad about. But yeah, I wanted to like this one way more. The show, not just the episode. So I'm gonna obviously keep watching. I'll see how I feel then, I guess.
I mean, I expected the ratings to be higher for it, so I feel like your vibe expresses the statistics that we're seeing, you know, rating wise. But
yeah,
I was out of love with the show after the last episode before this, and this one brought me back in, because I was like, I know, like after episode 3 and 4, I knew it was weird. Like I knew we were going somewhere else, but it just got too weird, right? It just went off the beaten path. And then in this episode, it made more sense, because the way that they were acting, I told you, I kept getting mad at how they were acting, how Lois is just a goofy bitch. like bitch is just running out of the car, got blood all over him. You're like, she needs to calm down. I know, you know what? I think we should
I need a phone.
Yeah, I need a phone. Yeah. Do you know where we can get some fried chicken? Like, she just saying random shit. So I just was that you know, that was throwing me all the way off. You know what I'm saying? But this episode gave me a restart button. You know what I'm saying? And it hit on some things that's keeping me wanting to know what's gonna happen next, I guess is the best way to put it. Because the Marshall shit, that's what really transformed the whole thing for me. Marshall, the way he acted, like he was like, "Yep, I'm about to kill this bitch," and it's parallels to what she was doing to him. She actually gave him way better service than he was gonna give her.
Yeah, like he did not.
She let his mistress be there and all kind of shit.
Yeah,
this nigga was like, that shit.
Yeah, none of y'all. That scene.
Somehow the mistress is weirder in the real life version too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That scene did turn into like a weird, like Jerry Springer episodes. Like you know, and the music was crazy. Y'all.
The music was crazy.
Come on.
I liked it though.
It was way too intense. It was like boom, 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 boom. Like, I don't know.
No, I liked
like
it because the reason I liked it is we got to keep the tension up. We've been talking about a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So they had to keep that level up there. It can't all of a sudden be like quirky music playing. Like it can't be like I don't know, death at a funeral music playing and shit. You know,
just straight Calliope music.
Honestly, like
Benny Hill playing and shit.
I did feel like it was a little too jaunty. Like there was a little bit too much bounce to it. I don't know, it's like dramatic in like a weird way. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the music in that moment. I've liked the music throughout the show, but that moment
you said something about Gigante.
I can't even remember.
No,
did you say Gigante?
That's a different show we're going to talk about.
It's a different show.
That is called.
We're gonna get into that.
Segue.
But first, I do want to go down the witch's road and talk about
Agatha all along.
close.
Hold on.
Did y'all hear the D's nuts part?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
It got cut off right like in the middle of the U of nuts, but we knew.
Man, this is a great collaboration. One of the greater collaborations.
It was an
of all time.
Because I was trying to hit the button for the fucking song.
Right.
Oh,
that makes it even better then.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I was trying to do. That's why it's so. That's why I'm crying.
And we're going down the ridge.
So this is actually the second highest rated of the three shows we're going to talk tonight.
Oh shit!
The overall rating for this one is 6.9 out of 10, so close to Grotesquerie too. And this episode is the highest rated. Do you guys want to guess, or you just want me to tell you?
Highest rated of the show?
Of the show, yes.
No, yeah, you guys just tell me. I'm not guessing.
Yeah, let us know.
It is an 8.2.
Damn!
Holy shit.
The last episode, Darkest Hour, was a 7.9. And the episode where Kitty dies was a 7.5.
Okay. Interesting. That kind of makes sense. That kind of tracks as far as like what we've been talking about on the podcast of episodes we've enjoyed the most, or just been like the most evocative endings. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of this episode. Because much like the last episode of The Penguin, this episode is mostly in flashbacks. William Kaplan, a teenager from Eastview, is celebrating his bar mitzvah, where he encounters Lilia. Reading on his palm something she does not disclose, Lilia casts the sigil on William to protect him, instantly forgetting his identity. So we've figured out who actually put the sigil on William.
I hate how disrespectful you are sometimes. I mean, you just blatantly skip over this motherfucker's bat mitzvah.
Bar
mitzvah.
I said it.
You know, you didn't talk about how he gave his words, he spoke his tenements. You didn't talk about his garments. You didn't even respect none of the process.
Damn it, Alex! He became a man.
He became a man on that day.
I feel like that's not the main focus of this scene.
No. There's actually something I like about it, though.
Oh, what was that?
When he's reading his portion of the Torah, he's singing it, which is, as far as I understand it, the pretty traditional way to do it. And something that I brought up earlier when we were talking about Agatha, I think it was episode 1 or 2, when I pointed out I liked that they were singing the spell, because that's how a lot of spells were done. And in fact, why a lot of prayers and things in religions are saying, because again, this is a spell. That is what early religion was. Yeah. They were magic spells to protect you, just to God or Yahweh or Allah. So I just really like that they showed that in this Also, I don't think the sigil was for him to forget his name, or was for him to forget anything. I think that the sigil was in case he runs into other witches, then he can't. I think that's where the talking came from.
Yeah, like it's very.
They still haven't really explained that.
They haven't yet.
The why. No, David. We know the why, but the who. Because it wasn't. What's her name? She was doing that under the behest of something else.
I feel like she saw something and acted on that.
She's doing it at the behest.
She said that his lifeline was broken into 2. And evidently that means something big.
It means.
I had a tarot reader tell me that same shit.
Yeah, well, guess what? Some little Marvel boy is going to take over your fucking brain, stupid.
Dummy.
Get ready.
Maybe that's what's already happening. That's why he hates women.
You didn't see that coming?
Isn't that his uncle?
That's his uncle.
That's his uncle.
That's his uncle. The lady, what's her name? Lilia might not have been in control of what she was doing when she did it. And at the very least, she did it at the behest of some other entity, because we see her go into one of her little trances when she's doing his little reading. And then she's like, "No, little boy. I was just joking. No, you.
Uncle. Everything's good.
You know what? I know my face, because her face, she said,
let's go party.
You have a split line. You're splitting 2. He was like, you kind of can't put that toothpaste back in 2.
Well, I mean, like,
had a crazy reaction, lady, while you looked at my hand. Now, like that's got me feeling nervous.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a certain way right now.
Huh? Your line splits in 2 in about 2 hours. Wonder what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway, have fun at the party.
Probably nothing.
This is probably nothing. Do you drink? No.
You should start.
You should start. And actually touch somebody's butt.
Honestly, you know, with the way the next 2 hours are going, can you find meth?
You should try boys and girls tonight.
Immediately. But unfortunately, the party ends when the hex created by Wanda in WandaVision begins to fall. While driving past Westview, William's parents get into a car accident, and
because
his
mom's a distracted driver. Put the cell phones down. The text can wait.
Seriously, how the fucking shitty of a driver is this lady? God,
right? I mean, well, there is a
she's worse.
There
than
is
Jean
an Avengers
Grey's
level
mom.
event going on right now, as they would say.
It was just a training
Ophelia
exercise
says,
that went wrong.
Yeah, you're so gullible. I'm joking.
Ophelia says that means going triple platinum every stream.
No, he said the more you.
Sorry.
He said the more you
I
know.
should not be reading this with these glasses.
You sound like you're reading goddamn. Sorry, you need hooked on phonics in the 3rd grade and shit.
I can make that our next week's book.
God damn, that shit was slaughtered right there.
That was terrible.
He said that more you know, going triple platinum every stream, much as it gets played. Oh man, goddamn! I almost cannot keep going with the way that you were just reading.
Yeah, terrible. Oh my gosh. I can only read things this close with these on.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. You're
but yeah, like the Williams' parents get into a car accident, and then William dies. But at that moment, Billy Maximov's soul enters William's body, resurrecting him. William has trouble adjusting after the accident due to his newfound ability to read minds and his lack of memory of his life before. What did you guys think of this?
We'll get Professor X over there. Teach his boy how to calm that shit down. Get him on one of them their Magneto helmets, you know?
Exactly.
I was totally expecting someone to say the M word during all of this, but we never really got that. I guess it's just because I don't. I was just getting like vibes of Jean Grey and like Charles Xavier, all those moments where they were struggling with hearing other people's voices. But what did you guys think of just like this depiction of William or Billy embodying a new body?
Oh, sorry,
William.
Yeah, go ahead.
Billiam.
Well, no, I just Odelia said, "Damn, Bill, what were you saying about the lack of literacy in America?" 20%. 20.
Oh, I love having Othelia's comment on these, man. So much fun.
But
what was the Billy?
Yeah, well, how'd you feel about Billy like coping with this weird situation? He's died. It was disembodied and put into another teenager's body.
I wasn't mad that we did a background story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got a origin story of this little boy. Make it make sense, right? People like they're not treating the audience like they're stupid, which I like. You know what I mean? Like they're like, we know this is Billy. Like that. Yeah. Come on, we know this. Billy.
You figured this out. Yeah.
But so now let's explain you the how this is Billy, because that's really the only important question to it. Now maybe it shouldn't have been, but maybe about 10 minutes of that could have sped that up a little bit more, just a little bit. Yeah. But they needed to confirm that he is gay, because the character in the comic book is gay. So they had to give you all of the characters, all of his things about him.
He marries Hulkling.
There you go, marries Hulkling.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that
which is a ridiculous character. I mean, that's
he's the Skrull.
It's like the Godzuki.
Yeah, he's not even a Hulk.
Names. Yeah,
it's a terrible name.
He's all Skrull tied.
It's a terrible name. It's really weird. He's not even a super Skrull. I don't know. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well,
but to your point, all that in there to make it come together like butt cheeks.
Well, so I think a part of it is though, because we see Billy still has William's memories. So like, I think a part of it's also supposed to be like, I don't think that William all the way died or like stayed dead. I think it's also supposed to be a little bit like it's Billy and William sharing the same body and mind and soul, because it's Disney and they get a little bit in trouble killing kids. Kill all the parents, but the kids you gotta let live.
Yeah, kill imaginary people in buildings as bombs go through them or aliens go through them and tear the shit apart. But children, no.
Right. Yeah, I feel like it would have to be like, like the personality that William has built up to this point with just like the consciousness of like this weird magical disembodied character that Wanda created in WandaVision, because it's still not a real boy that exists in WandaVision.
I'm a real boy.
Your voice was better than mine, man. My voice is shot.
You didn't see that coming?
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is. But yeah, like
you're the only person who heard me say that.
No, he's not.
Oh, you could hear it.
Everybody heard that one. Yeah.
All right, yeah, you know what time it is, then, Alex.
But yeah, like I did enjoy just like the fact that man, I forgot what we were talking about, and I was trying to like just
Billy and William kind of coexisting.
Yes, Billiam.
How is Billiam doing it?
How is Billiam doing it? Yeah, like I did.
Y'all are gonna go through every nickname that I've ever had.
How's Weird White Boy doing it?
That's one name I have not. But yeah, like I did like how like I think that it is a combination of William's personality that he's developed over like the years, and just like this 10-year-old is that how old this version got of WandaVision when she created him.
Yeah, look, he got to be 10 years old. Now he's a real man. He a man. He died and fell into a bar mitzvah body. Like he became a man. So he's like 14.
Yeah, it's like 13 going on 14 situation.
15.
I thought it was 13 or 14. There's bar mitzvahs.
Let us know in the comments if you know.
13 years old.
13?
That kid is not 13.
He is
that's
not.
like
6 years
old. Jennifer Aniston on Friends
yeah,
when it's like, it's her 30th birthday and she's freaking out. It's like, yeah, because she's 42.
She's been 30 for like 12 years now.
Oh, I gotta look up how old this boy is. Yo, guess how old this boy is.
I would say.
Are we asking how old Billy's supposed to be?
No.
The actor.
Joe.
The actor.
Yeah.
26.
20 even.
Man.
32.
Jeff, come on down. You got the prices right. He is 21, actually. But you didn't go over.
As of like last week, that's
way too high, honestly. 26. He's definitely not 26.
He just turned 21 in September the 24th. He turned 21.
Hey,
so you damn near
he couldn't drink while making this show.
Absolutely not. Not legally.
Not legally.
We know them broads got him drunk.
Then 3 years later, William and his boyfriend Eddie meet with Ralph Boner, who used to be controlled by Agatha inside the Hex. He tells them about what happened there and about what Wanda's twins, Billy and Tommy, making William realize he is actually.
I'm sorry, those are the vibes that I got when he was talking.
Making William realize that he is actually the former. Determined to use the witch's road to find Tommy, William goes to Agatha and breaks Wanda's spell. What did you guys think about just like this? Let's talk about the scene with Ralph Boner first, because I was kind of half expecting it to be like sort of like in the same way that William got embodied by Billy. Maybe Ralph Boner would have the powers of Quicksilver, but they kind of debunked that pretty immediately.
Yeah, I was going to say, Billy felt the same way, I guess. You and Billy felt the same way. Go ahead, Jeff.
It first off, it would have been real funny if they like threw something and just hit him in the face. It's like, oh, I thought you were super fast.
That would have been dope.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's cliche and it's in every like, hey, does he have super speed thing? But it's great every time. But no,
wait. Every time? Because they did that same joke in Madam Web.
Oh, yeah, but that was because she could see the future. But I mean, it's also like whenever there's like the Flash lost his powers, like throw a stapler at his face or something.
Yes.
You know?
Try to hit him.
Yeah.
Try to hit him with something.
Which means that's different. Yeah.
Ben Affleck, he threw something. He threw batarang at him.
Yeah. Was
it
it actually Ben Affleck or was it just some white guy?
Ben Affleck.
But like pretty quickly, like I was in the scene when they're in the parking garage when I was like, that's gonna be Evan Peters. I don't know. I was like, that's gonna be Quicksilver. But for some reason I didn't think that he was gonna have his powers or anything. But I like that he was in it. I think he did. I'll say this about him. He's one of those actors that he always does a good job of a role he's in. But it's even more fun in a situation like this where he's technically played the same character 3 different ways. He played him actual Quicksilver in our X-Men movies. He played fake Quicksilver in WandaVision. And now he's playing the actor that played Quicksilver in Wanda's world. Like, I think he's just doing so much fun with all of them. And I just like him. And I think he's a great actor and a lot of fun. So I was happy to see him.
Yeah, I agree. Was happy to see him. Funny little tidbit. I will not say who it is that I know, but someone that we know used to date him back in the day.
Yeah.
And It was a toxic relationship, is what I'll say.
I mean, we've both done a lot of growing since then. I've apologized. I understand if he doesn't want to get back to me. It's fair. I wasn't the nicest.
We were trying to protect you. We didn't want to put your business out there.
You know what? If I'm gonna grow, I gotta put it out there. You know.
You're a shower and a grower. I see it.
You see, I don't give out that one very often. I don't give out the laughs very often, but the laughs given out,
which is extra funny considering we're talking about WandaVision. And they're just throwing those laugh tracks in there,
right? Sorry, I love my laugh track because it just trails off. People just laugh.
It's almost it trails off into an awkward silence.
It does.
It's just beautiful.
Awkward laughs. It's so amazing.
But it's funny. Just to tie all three of our shows together, even more. Sew them together in a grotesquerie way. Evan Peters is an alumni of Ryan Murphy Productions. He's been a bunch of seasons of American Horror Story,
most all.
And I think he was in that Los Angeles Netflix show that he made. So he's definitely down to clown in that crazy world. And
time to get that chick.
By the way, I'm gonna be an absolute dick. I'm already apologizing for this. Alumnus.
Wait, is alumnus is the plural of alumni?
All the way around.
Alumnus is the singular. Oh shit! You just wrinkled my brain because everybody says alumni.
Alumni is multiple people. Yeah, it always drives me crazy when I'm driving behind a car and it says alumni Sarah Lawrence. It's like, no, you're an alumnus, you dumb motherfucker. Go get your money back for that fucking degree.
Lil Frothy does the same shit with what is the one that she does it with?
Is it hanged and hung? Because I do it then too.
Surreal, because people misuse surreal. Surreal is like a different term than what people.
Dude, they misuse that word literally all the time.
You know what though? That one isn't. I know what you were doing there, but they probably it's probably like actually literally because like the way she described it, I was like, I ain't never heard that shit in my life. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking crazy.
While we're doing grammatical pet peeves,
put it in the comments. What's your grammatical pet peeve?
Grammatical pet peeve? I just want to say,
thank God you said grammatical. If you just said pet peeve, they were just going to say this conversation.
Oh my God! Right? Oh yeah, not allowed.
Everybody says acronyms, but not everything's in acronyms. USA is an initialization. FEMA is a acronym because it spells out a word, and an abbreviation is like doctor or mister. But people group all those things into it.
Alex had to be the editor at
Laser.
Alex had to be the editor at Glendale Community College newspaper, and that's when you learn how stupid people are in America. Now he's out here trying to teach y'all.
I did figure it out before that. In high school, I was just the weird person who read vocabulary books.
Oh, I thought you were just going to end it after weird person. Yeah.
No, yeah, he was the weird person.
Yeah, full stop.
Also, all right, going back to the show, here's a fun one. Joe Locke, Little Billy. This is his first off. I don't know why, but I just love the fact that he's from the Isle of Man. But second off, I just the fact that that's a real place makes me really happy. This is his second acting role ever.
Really?
Yeah, he's in this show on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Heartstopper.
Right?
Yeah,
Heartstopper.
That was his first ever acting credit.
Yeah, it's like one of those. Remember how MTV had those like TV shows for like teenagers, like the live action TV shows for teenagers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those, but it's like a more like LGBTQ.
It's gay.
It's gay. Man, that show's gay as hell. It's more gay leaning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about a gay boy whose life in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's the main character. I seen the trailer for it. It doesn't look like it's bad.
Wait. Okay.
It just doesn't look like it's in our demographic or age.
It came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of posters for it. Yeah. Okay.
2022. So yeah.
Is it 2 seasons or just one?
Two seasons. And it looks like he's in all of it.
Yep. I think he's the main character. he
must be the
love
it
Charlie Spring.
The main character.
I'll tell you like this.
Different actor.
I'll tell you like this. The trailer don't got nobody in it except him. So they must have ditched that.
He's like
the findings of this new show. They said, all of that. We know how we get people to watch it now.
It's like also, Jennifer isn't the main character, but like the whole trailer is going to be about Megan the Stallion. No.
I don't want. I just want to. I don't mean to interrupt too hard, but man, I'm going to try to say this. Daffyd Bowser. Shout out to Daffyd. He said, "Thank you, Fifth Bantha." And if you didn't know, Fifth Bantha just gifted 5 memberships to the Drunk Bantha's channel.
Oh, sorry. Davith. Is it Davith or Davith? I'm guessing Davith.
Davith? Did you Google it? No. Oh no, yeah. So yeah, no, he's saying Davith right here. Okay,
Davith.
I just seen it.
Also, if you're ever looking for just a nice little giggle, look up the flag of the Isle of Man. It's hilarious.
Does it have a man on it?
Nope. Sure doesn't.
He said, "Nigga said Meg."
Yeah, I did. I meant to say Megan Fox, but also Megan the Fox.
Megan Animal. It's whatever.
Megan the Stallion Fox.
Megan.
That sounds like a bad bitch.
I remember the first
Stallion Box. Goddamn.
I remember the first time I heard I heard Megan the Stallion like a rap before I saw her, and I was like, oh, she's really dope. And then I heard that her name was Megan the Stallion. I was like, the Stallion? That's a lot. That's a big
The Stallion is a male horse, by the way, since we're talking about grammar. I
mean, yeah, but also
no, I just no, nigga. Y'all can get y'all's grammar off, nigga. I'm about to get my grammar
no, for sure. That's one of those things. Like
no,
people call women angels all the time, but all angels in the Bible are all males.
That's so because
or disembodied wheels of fire.
That's exactly. The women,
also, yes,
women had no jobs until 1975, Alex.
Yeah, Barbie had a credit for women in America, which is fucked up.
Dead ass. Had a bank account before any of these bitches. Sorry, you can continue.
We've gone way off the rails. We should have ended this. We should have stopped talking about Agatha.
Billy goes to Agatha.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna play this clip really quick just to get us moving. We do it. This one right.
Let's go find the next trial. Last one there is a nice person.
I'm not that nice.
So yeah, we get this ending.
Moved up we moving up in the world.
Moving on up. In the present, Agatha escapes the mud, realizing this the sigil has been destroyed, deduces William's goal, and tells him that they must continue together since he cannot control his power. So it looks like for now, Agatha and Billy are working together. What do you guys think of this ending and like their weird relationship together? Because it seems like the other witches are dead, at least for now. But how do you guys feel like the last couple or I guess like 5 episodes of this show is gonna turn out?
Did you put that up there? Anyway, I'm gonna answer this while you handle those comments, which should be more funny than anything in the world. I felt like, first of all, I don't feel like the witches are dead, right? But this this brought us back. To me, this brings us back, like if we include the ending of the last episode and I guess towards the end of this episode, it brings me back to WandaVision, where when Boner, our friend Boner, killed the dog, they asked Mom, they got real sad and they were like, Mom, can you save her? And I remember Agatha was there in that moment as well. And it got like she killed the dog just like she accidentally, well, we assume it's accidentally, killed the witch lady, the Asian witch lady. He's going through it, like he's having flashbacks, and he's gotten to the point where he can no longer pretend he doesn't know who this bitch is, or that he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
Right. He's gotten to the point where he can no longer hold it in, and he just snaps and blows up. But unfortunately, we found out at the end of this episode, that was just a burst of anger. He doesn't actually know how to do anything.
He might be a man now, but that them teen and hormones were really taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a premature situation going.
Yeah, in the words of Peter B. Parker, he can't do it on command.
He gets hard quick and gets soft quicker.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how all this works out, and maybe this older woman will help him be able to control all of his
gets off quicker
indeficiencies.
Nobody.
No sexual I
don't have crickets here, so if y'all go to crickets me, I don't have crickets.
But let's move on to our final subject of the night. Yeah, that's right. We're going a little bit past Jeff's comic book corner through Bloodhaven, and we're going to Gotham. We're going to talk about the... Yes, that's right. It's episode 5.
I don't want to talk about the Penguin.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every... yeah, we're talking about the Penguin.
Oh, okay. Fine.
So, highest rated of the 3, the show's overall rating, I'm a little surprised. It's an 8.8. I honestly thought it would have been in the 9s.
Dude, it should be. But 8.8 is basically in the 9s, you know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have your haters.
And this episode tied with the 3rd episode for the second highest at 9.0. The last episode, Chentani, was a 9.5. And just real quick, the other two were an 8.8 and an 8.5. So even individually, the episodes are just getting good high ratings.
Yes, it's interesting that
which episode? Sorry, which episode was this?
This was 5.
Okay, continue.
Homecoming.
Like
Spider-Man.
You beat me by 2 seconds. It's interesting because it seems like the average of the episodes are higher than the average of the rating for the show.
That's how it was with the other shows this today as well. Interestingly enough,
which I think is just like more telling about interaction online, because more people are likely to make a rating for the show overall than go into every individual episode and rank each individual episode and how they felt. But
the haters will do just the overall episode, and the people who love it will give the episodes, you know?
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic. But I've definitely been thoroughly enjoying this show so far. Just like deep, grimy, exploration of Gotham, and it made me go back and watch just like the first few minutes or first like 30 minutes of the Batman the other day, and it made me think about a conversation that we had like behind the scenes, all of our Nerds at Night friends. In the first few minutes of the Batman says, "There's so much crime, it's such a big city, I can't be everywhere at once.
So little to do, so much time." So I'm
Wait,
like, no,
strike that, reverse it. Shout outs to Willy Wonka. Yeah, like, and that is like, I felt
Willy Wonka joke. Y'all see that?
I didn't steal it.
No. There is no such as stealing in television. You're here to help each other. We're not on a competing level. We're all on the same team. We're all in the same game.
In an unrelated note, join us next week for the Drunk Banthas fight night.
Good fight. Good
night. But what did you guys think about just the way that this show is developing in that sense, where it is this is another situation where I really forgot what I was saying. I was trying to.
So I will say, every week we come back, I'm just amazed with how much I'm still enjoying this show. It is phenomenal. Again, we get knockout performances by every actor. The writing is fantastic. I'm still loving the moves they're making. And I'll tell you what, I think especially compared to the other two shows we've covered, in an 8-episode series, this is how you do an episode 5. You are moving the story along, and I'm not worried that I'm going to have lingering questions by the end of the first season, you know?
No, you're absolutely right. This show has done an amazing job. I think part of the reason you probably fell out of love with Grotesquerie is that this show is just killing the other shows. And if
also 2 30-minute episodes. Fuck you.
Yeah, no. That's
that's pretty ridiculous. That's kind of disrespectful.
But the Agatha has been okay, but they've had good reveals that has kept you in it, and it's fun, it's playful, it's Disney, right? Yeah. Grotesquerie, we just like all over the place. We have no idea. We won't know if we like that show really until it ends.
Yes.
But this show, like Jeff said, is an example of how you do it. And I think we said this at the beginning. I don't know who said it. It might have been me. I don't remember.
Who knows?
But we were saying
so long ago.
This is a show that is the first show that we've seen that is treating every episode like a movie, and it is still good television.
Yeah.
It's a good television show while being treated with the respect or the reverence of a movie. And it is scary how good this shit has been, to be honest with you, because it really is setting the Batman 2 movie at a bar that has to be way up here.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking about that a lot watching this episode. Is like, man, I'm that much more excited about the new Batman movie, which is probably not going to come out in another 2 years.
It's coming out in 2026.
Mother,
yeah. But yeah, it's going to take a while before we see that. But it still makes me so excited and makes me want to watch the old Batman movie. And I honestly just want to play like one quick clip from this episode of like Kristen Milioti, like Sophia Falcone.
Hold on before you play it. Just want to say, excuse me, sorry. Just want to say, Warner Brothers, this is a clip from Warner Brothers HBO dramatic series, The Penguin, episode 5. We are not claiming that it's ours. We are just merely playing it to continue our commentary as critics of television and movies.
Absolutely. This is to promote you guys and this actress. So I just want to play this quick clip because it's pretty compelling in my opinion.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
I can't wait to say that to her on our wedding night.
Which means mine are different sizes. Which
don't worry about it. That's for her. That's for my wife.
I'm gonna play that clip for the rest of the season.
My favorite's gonna be this show will be over and you're gonna find ways.
Hey, hopefully she gets.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to find out ways to get us canceled.
We're gonna do a special Palm Springs episode where we're just talking about that movie.
I would love that. I love that fucking movie.
I still haven't seen it. So
Dude, J. Jonah Jameson's in it.
But Palm Springs,
Ed Asner. I'm sorry.
I forget his name.
J.K. Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. That's what I said. No, you heard it.
Yeah, he just Jeff. You have no idea how good he is at throwing his voice. made it sound like he was talking to me
all the way
right?
to L.A.
Yeah. Sorry, continue. But
no, in this episode, episode 5, Homecoming, Oz.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, we have interrupted each other and talked crazy and talked about some stupid shit.
We have,
and we have not. I feel like this should be about 3 hours long already.
So, how much time do we have left? I can't see.
It's an hour and 55 minutes right now.
We're doing a good job of also then interrupting ourselves and then going like, now getting back to the podcast.
It's really, I just want to get, you know what? Just shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, both of you. Good job, man.
Yeah,
this is a good show.
We're doing a good job.
Shout out if y'all like the show too. Y'all.
Yeah, thank you everybody who's sticking around for this madness. What is Othelia saying in the chat?
Well, hold on. I got to go to this one first.
You're going to have to read it because
he said, Othelia said, drunk Banthas, NAACP certified film critics with the best segues.
Of course. Absolutely.
Seriously. And he's not talking about them little segues you ride on. No, not them. We got the good television segues. Othelius also said Terry wins by default. He got the whole nation on standby.
For the drunk Banthas fight night.
Yeah, fight night. Fight night. He also said that clip always creeps me the fuck out. Shawty looked like that Megan horror story or that Megan horror movie doll.
That movie sucked.
It did.
Oh wait, what? Which clip?
My name is Megan.
Oh yeah, the Milioti.
Jeff, you read that one. I'm too close to the damn screen or too far away from the screen.
Davith says, I think the biggest problem with anything relating to comics today, even meaning the comics itself, has lost all of their reverence for its source material. I have been an X-Man since the 90s. And the first one,
what's your superpower?
And the first one didn't even have the OG lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolverine wasn't a part. He wasn't even a mutant he wasn't a mutant. He didn't have his claws though.
Yeah,
for the longest time, he was introduced in the Hulk.
Explain, bro.
Honestly, the second lineup is the one that like people really, really love, which is like Storm, Colossus, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and
you sound like you're just naming every.
Are you trying to say Rogue?
No, it's the Forge.
Oh, I thought you said Rouge. I was like, come on.
I thought he said Rhodes. I was gonna save him and just talk about something else.
I mean, shit.
Fire. I can't remember.
One of the originals, Angel, doesn't show up till the third fucking movie, and he's in there twice. The best thing Angel did in the live action was get made fun of by Deadpool. Where's the kid with the pigeon wings?
Sorry, anytime somebody says Angel, I have to fucking
that's my Angel. And like that's one of the biggest.
You mean Angelus?
Angelus.
That's one of the biggest problems of the X-Men movies, and the X-Men: The First Class. I really like that movie, but the lineup is trash, and it should be the lineup from X-Men Apocalypse. But that movie is trash.
More like X-Men First Ass. Am I right? Am I right?
No, I like that movie. But just the lineup.
I'm getting laugh button.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, the real First Class is Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, Angel. Is that it? Just those five?
I think that's it.
In the first.
Like the original X-Men.
Storm's in there too, right?
No,
she's not in the first one.
No.
Storm's in the second lineup. That's the one that everybody really fucks with.
Well, no, but my point was only that there's very few of them. You said Hank, right?
Yeah, Beast. By the way, I'm gonna throw this. I like Davis' last one. They all suck, and only Days of Future Past. I felt like they showed some love with Bishop, but they crapped on Darwin. Which, yes, Darwin can literally survive anything. That's his mutation.
We should do an X-Men movie. Well, you did the X-Men movie list, top 10 X movies. No. It wasn't top 10 X-Men movies. It was how you should watch the X-Men movies in the timeline.
How many did you just leave out?
Definitely have to figure out a better way to word that. But yeah, it's the timeline for X-Men movies.
X-Men Watch Order.
You know what? I'm gonna change that title tomorrow. No, I'm joking.
It's how to watch the X-Men movies. It's very simple. Yeah, just like watch. If you want to marathon all the X-Men movies, that is
the order that you should watch them in. Timeline.
It's the way I'm dressed. We're not talking about X-Men.
Apocalypse was trash. Was happy as hell that Deadpool clowned Fox Studios. So DC, not Marvel.
Yeah, we're talking about the distinguished.
We did it again.
We're talking about the distinguished competition tonight. We're talking about the Penguin. What happens at the beginning of this episode of Homecoming? Oz.
Well, clearly, it's a football game than a dance.
Oz and his crew kidnap Maroni's son Taj and issue an ultimatum to the Maronis, offering to return Taj to them in exchange for the Bliss shipment Nadia took.
Jesus,
TikTok is the downfall of their crime family.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, man.
TikTok is the down of all of us.
Talking about this with my friend today.
Just so you know, TikTok will be the death of us all. Yeah. I'm gonna talk like this, Dylan. I'm gonna start talking like this when we do Penguin. We're gonna talk like this in
the traditional Gotham dialect.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm from the Narrows.
Oh, you're from the Narrows. Oh, yeah. My grandmother.
Not the zoo.
Yeah, from the zoo.
Oh no, not from the zoo. My grandmother lived near the zoo in Crime Alley.
Crime Alley. That's where I'm from.
Which, like,
Get the fuck out of here. I'm from Crime Alley.
Oh shit! Did you go to Crime Alley Public School?
No, I went to West Haven.
Now, don't get wrong.
West Haven.
We went to West Haven.
Sorry.
It's very sad that a little boy was orphaned, but I mean, like, you walked down Crime Alley. You're the dumbest doctor out there.
Yeah, it's like in the Marvel universe when niggas live in Hell's Kitchen.
Right?
Actually, that's real life. People live in Hell's Kitchen, but still.
Okay, well, back to DC.
Alley,
why do you live in Blood Haven?
Because
that's Coast City. Enjoy the beach. Nope, I want Blood Haven.
See, no.
Hey, why do people live in Tallahassee, Florida, when they could move to LA? There's opportunities.
What? Tallahassee, Florida has opportunities?
No, I'm saying I'm saying you live in
that.
Tallahassee, Florida, because you don't have the opportunity to move just all the way over to the other side of the country to a more expensive city.
Okay.
Like maybe Coast City is like the real
poverty. I got you.
Yeah.
But that
message.
No, look, I'm not hitting. You're not getting the button for that.
That's why I didn't press anything. I didn't hit the more you know.
I think that, man, first of all, let me just talk a little bit about Vic. Okay. We've been chit-chatting. But Vic, see, now y'all had the or maybe it was just Alex, y'all had the theory that Vic is definitely gonna get the axe. He's gonna be dead at the end of this show. At least at the end of this show at some point. but I think this episode showed me a little bit more, gave me a little bit more evidence that he's not going to die. And if he dies, it'll be under some circumstances that are just insane. Like literally just to show us how insane Cobblepot is, or it'll be someone else kills him and drives Cobblepot to the end. And I'm calling him Cobblepot, yes, because they changed his fucking name in this movie. I mean, in the show from the movie, so fuck him.
Yeah, it's Cobblepot.
You fucking changed my name. You changed my name fucking halfway through. Fuck you.
In my idea, his ancestors immigrated to Gotham
from
Cobblepots, and they changed
Cobblepot.
They were from Cobblepot. Yeah, from Cobblepot, Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
and they changed it into Cobb so to not be discriminated.
Clearly from the Isle of Man.
Right.
But no, I think it's either going to be he's going to die, and that's going to push Cobb over the edge to really take some crazy revenge spree, or Cobb's going to have to kill him to show how ruthless he is and become the Penguin. The crime, take that step to become the crime lord.
This is the first time I've been able to put evidence towards y'all's point with that, but also this is more evidence for me. His ability, he's getting more into it. His hands are getting more and more dirty.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just basically playing criminal pranks. He's out here now grabbing motherfuckers. He grabbed the Maroney son and threw him down on the ground. He was the one, and you could tell he was kind of
what am I doing?
Enjoying it to it. No, he was kind of enjoying it a little bit. When he was holding him down, he was trying to get away.
Like when he was first apprehending him and
apprehending him.
Or no, not after you apprehend. After he was
when he for me it was I got that vibe when he was throwing him down, and even when he got on top of him. For me, it was when he went to punch him, he hesitated just a second, wait, what am I doing? And that was where I was kind of oh, he's still holding on to that old life a little bit. Because here's the other thing. Why doesn't he have a gun yet? In that scene, he should have pulled out a fucking gun and just stop fucking moving.
Actually, in this situation, you don't want a gun for him because the gun stuff's already over, right? We need to make sure that nothing accidentally happens to this guy. Because this is our money right here. We need to make sure nothing actually happens to him. And I think that might be why he didn't actually hit him. Because he's I don't want to fuck him up. But then Oz comes out and kicks him in the goddamn face.
Vic's worried he's going to punch him too hard and kill him.
Well, he's just they told me, I'm assuming it's
no. Yeah.
They told him not to fuck with him. I got to sneeze.
Also, frankly, it's his first kidnapping. He's just you never know. Your first time, you're am I allowed to go? Do I have to get his consent? Yeah.
How much am I supposed to do? And also, just quick mention, one of the thugs or the
henchmen.
Yes, thank you. One of the henchmen. The monarch will never forgive you. One of Penguin's henchmen in this episode is the mustachioed cop in Grotesquerie. He is in both series.
Oh, he's also doing better. He's got one that's much better than the other.
He's also a henchman on the Punisher.
Who?
Or if he was a henchman on the Punisher, he's probably died.
Actually, no, sorry. He was the henchman in the second season of Daredevil where he was hunting the Punisher. And he got killed.
Tomato.
Yeah. About the black guy?
Got killed in episode 4. No, we're talking about Mustache Cop.
Mustache.
No, you're not talking about
the chief.
You're talking
not
about
the chief.
other guy.
It's the Mustache Cop in Grotesquerie. He is the henchman of Penguin in this episode. Yes. But yeah, I want to talk about
we're gonna get to the bottom.
I want to talk about Raspy Voice Cop.
We're gonna get to the bottom.
Bro, what was with? Is he just eating the cigarettes?
Yeah, he's been He's been eating cigarettes and old lady diarrhea for like 14 years.
Let's see what your voice sounds like after 30 years on this force.
I'm going to let you guys talk about this scene between him and Sophia.
Are you leaving?
Because I got to pee real quick.
Oh,
but
best of luck, don't fall in.
Make no promises. But I want to hear how you guys felt about this exchange, because it felt like a really cool exchange between these two characters, because this chief isn't like all the way on the up and up. He's definitely trying to dig for some more information, and Sophia is like smarter than the average bear.
Actually, I think there's nothing that's shown us that, even in the movie, like he's not confirmed to be a bad apple. You don't see him down in the 40 whatever club.
I got absolute bad apple vibes from this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're supposed to get vibes, right? But
okay.
I'm saying, like, we haven't had anything. He's never done anything crooked in our purview, and he's never said anything crooked, right? Like we've never really gotten now he's an asshole police officer. That's a fact. But I just felt like the reaction is, although I'll put it like this, I feel like he's made to seem like that's the type of road we're going down with his character. But I feel like what we're gonna get is a death from his character. He doesn't get enough lines for me to feel like he's just gonna carry over through several seasons and or movies.
I mean, even episodes, he doesn't get enough,
And we're gonna have Commissioner Gordon soon. Like, at some point, Gordon is gonna be the commissioner,
right? Yeah, because it's one of those things where you got to take this to you can look at his conversation with Sophia two ways. If he's crooked, it's what are you doing? Almost like, okay, because by the way, crooked or good cop, either way, he knows that Sophia killed her entire family. Like, no one's like questioning this. So it's one of those like, all right, if he's a good cop, if he's on the up and up and everything, that's one of those like, okay, you let the criminal know that like maybe you can't prove it yet, but you let them know, and it's like you can get them, they get in their own head maybe a little bit, they start doing like messing up, so that could have been that. But if he's crooked, that also could have been like, you need someone on your side, you need an inside man, like it could have gone either way. But I was just like, I don't know. I got the feeling I was just like, dude,
we're just doing our due diligence.
Maybe just walk away, man, because that girl, as far as you know, is a serial killer and already crazy.
We're just doing our due diligence. I'll see you around.
By the way, the cop that Alex was talking about, I found him. Brendan McCarthy. He was also on Justified and True Blood.
And you know what? Shout out to True Blood. Doesn't get enough credit for being one of the first big gay shows. Doesn't get enough credit.
No, it does not.
Credit.
But yeah, so sorry. Back to the thing no, you're good. So I thought it was great. I was impressed with how Sophia explained it. I actually was like, I mean, I don't know why, but I didn't think we were gonna get any explanation or anything, but kind of like throwing out the like, well, she was always troubled and her and her husband were having such problems. Was like, oh, smart. I thought she was going to be, if anything, like, oh, thank God we decided to sleep in the greenhouse. Could you imagine if we were there too? But instead she tried like framing the other girl. It was like, okay, Sophia knows what she's doing. She's smart. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you should be the leader.
Yeah. it's clear this episode makes it very clear as to why Falcone named her his heir, basically, before he then
Or he's like,
crazy house.
Nah, you crazy.
You know what, bitch? I was thinking you crazy.
I do want to like show like one clip from this episode real quick.
My wedding again.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite clips from this episode, personally. Yeah. I'm back, guys.
It's interesting. She was able to take over the family after they knew her nips were hard.
Is there something that you can actually play from the Penguin?
Actually, yes. Actually, I do have a clip. Actually, no, I do have a real clip here. 1 second.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
Okay, sorry. Real clip. Real clip. I promise.
Sophia's gonna come for us. I want what's mine. One family down. One to go.
Yeah, okay. Let me talk
I
about.
still thought you were going to do it again.
Oh man,
I was very close. You very close.
You would have came back to me just choking him.
Homer Bart Simpson joke.
Dead ass, you would see me choking him, and I was just hit the fucking X-Files button while I was choking his ass. That's all y'all would have heard, man. Fuck all that. Yes, I was very impressed by the actor's performance in general, man. She is killing it. Can't say enough about her, but
that made it seem like you were talking about her performance with the nips.
Well, was that not what I was talking about? But yeah, my thing that was overlooked so much to me in the show, in the episode, but shouldn't be, the little girl that she took to the greenhouse.
Yeah.
She ends up getting taken to the child orphanage.
Yeah.
And we know that the orphanage ain't shit from what the Riddler has told us.
We've seen the Batman. We know how terrible the.
So there's two things that I think.
Sophia, I'm not sure if you guys know. Sophia was, we'll say, away during that time, and might not have known how good and or bad the orphanage was.
Right. No. Regardless of what she knew, she promised that little girl she would protect her from the monsters.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it was kind of a notch in her naughty, what do you call it? In her naughty belt.
Yeah.
Because
if it's bedpost, that's weird.
Yeah.
Man,
that's really, she's a baby. That's really weird. But yeah, no, that's a notch in her belt as far as on the naughty list, because so far everything she's been doing is righteous in her own, through her own trauma that she suffered from these betrayal of her family. But now you involving the innocents, even while protecting them, seemingly you've harmed her. Now the only way that they can recover that, is in my opinion, the only way they can recover that is she somehow down the road gets her back into her custody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we see that kind of play out that way somehow. Other than that, I don't like how they ended that, if that's the last time that we see this kid, because now we've just established a different kind of character that this lady is turned into from the first episode to this episode.
Or it could also end up being like, we see her as the head of the Gigante family now, funneling money and support into the orphanage, actually making it better. Right.
Yeah, I think if that happens, I think both of those things happen.
Yeah.
I think both of those things happened at the same time,
and
to redeem the character in some kind of way.
Right. We could probably also assume that Bruce Wayne is going to put a significant amount of investment into the orphanage now that he's had this revelation in the last movie about craziness that's going on there. But also,
goddamn,
we do get I mean, I'm sure he's doing a lot of shit on the other
shit.
Hey, like I said, we said at the beginning of the episode, Gotham's a big city.
Look, Alex,
he can't be everywhere.
Look, Alex, let me say something, man.
One man.
Bruce Wayne is a billionaire. I'm not caping for him, dog. He's got a cape. You don't have to cape for him either.
Okay, I'm not. Whatever.
It's a joke. But cape. He's got a cape. He's the Cape Crusader.
Yeah,
you don't have to go on a crusade for this Cape Crusader, man.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down, but yeah, like he can't be everywhere. And I like that this is just like a pocket that he's not really being able to interact with.
This is my thing with can't be everywhere. I agree with you. Batman can't be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the Falcone family just died. Like, we got to do some investigation or something. I got to go look at it or something. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I can see, like, especially in this moment in Batman's life where Alfred's like, the whole Falcone family just died. And then Robert Pattinson be like, good, fucking deserved it.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
Victor Freeze, right?
Batman. Early Batman might not be too concerned about like, oh, let's go find a crime family member.
Well, he probably knows it's the Hangman woman. Why do they call it a Hangman? Is she a woman?
Like Storm's the X-Man.
Unfortunately, Gotham's a little behind the times when it comes to gender equality.
Yeah. Philmate says maybe the little girl is about to start her villain arc.
I can see that.
That's my other way that it can go, and it can only go two ways.
Especially if that little girl becomes the actual Hangman.
Talk about it.
But so, how about how good Sophia was with Johnny Vitti? I mean, first torturing him like that was pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then when she just, pop, like, goddamn, woman.
Yeah, let's get to that. Let's get to that.
Sorry, I did actually pull that clip. 1 second. Let me just pull that up really quick.
Yes, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
I love that you knew that I was going to. It's not surprising anymore. There's no subtlety to it. You need to find a different delivery. But yeah,
if Sophia shoots a dude in the fucking head.
So anyway, what I was about to say is because I want to finish. I feel like we should just talk about characters at a time to get through this because we're not going to be able to go through the whole show at time. But so anyway, so Sophia with Johnny Vitti, that shit was wild. Like, she kept this nigga alive. I think she planned on killing this motherfucker at the meeting anyway.
Oh,
he didn't even really get a chance to really, because I watched it twice. And so the second time I watched it, first time I watched it, I was like, oh, damn, she got his ass. Like, he didn't even get a chance to say nothing really. She just busted his ass. But in
defense, why is he stupid enough? She's already tortured you and killed her entire family, and you're talking back to her in front of everyone. Well, are you stupid?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
He deserved to die, and I hope he burns in hell. No, but I think he was so scared. He is scared of both, right? Like, he's scared of these guys in the room, and he's scared of her. And yes, he's been tortured by her in the catacombs of. They got catacombs, nigga. This family got catacombs, money. They family buried underneath their house catacombs. Like it's goddamn Winter
Game of Thrones. You're right.
Falcone catacombs. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
The Falcone catacomb.
The Falcone catacomb. Yeah.
The statue of Alessandra down there.
But anyway, so but he might have been all down there getting tortured. But when he came out, he thinks he's in control.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Like, I got control over Debo. I got mind control over Debo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when
he's around, I don't say nothing.
But when he leave, I'll be talking again. Like when excuse me, when they're sitting at the table, it seeps out, it sneaks out, and then boom, he gets shot in the brain. That was a very powerful scene. She didn't give him no time. The second time I watched it, she didn't give him no time. She was just like,
he didn't even have time to be like, wait, no, like, no, just pop.
He didn't see it coming.
He did not.
Literally.
It's a crazy way to go at work.
Yeah, like
I'm not
in the middle of a
out.
work meeting.
I'm not going out like that.
And I do agree with you guys.
Work meeting. Like, that's crazy.
I do agree with you guys. Like, I feel like he was just put there as an example. Like, you're only here to exemplify the old guard. This is the new guard. I'm showing you that I don't fuck with what the people that abused you and overworked you and underpaid you in the past. I'm here to show you that, like, I'm willing to kill to give you what you deserve. Like that was like a very awesome scene to exemplify all that. A very brutal way. Like, she literally threw the money on top of his head blood.
Like half of those stacks weren't green anymore. They were Christmas themed, you know?
They explained that to
but none of those guys were then scared of her. Say what you will, she's a fucking leader.
She knows how to get. Yeah.
Ophelia said, this is a comment check. Ophelia, I need a button that says comment check. That would be fire.
That'd be cool.
Anyway, Ophelia said, Alex, if you don't stop playing that alien looking chick, laugh out loud, all that shit, nigga, God damn it.
That alien looking chick is our hangman. And I just love the duality. I love that she's so she's able to play. She's get you a girl who can do both.
You know what? I feel like if they didn't do the eye black on her, she wouldn't look all crazy eyeball like.
It's also the haircut.
The crazy eyes.
The haircut's doing a lot.
The haircut's fine to me, but whatever. Maybe that's just me. But I just think that the eyes get over, like the eyeliner is making it crazy. It's like when Sting started being the Crow.
Oh, like a lot of people have been saying like she her eyes are like really evocative.
Yeah, that's what he mean by.
Well, I mean, she's got big eyes. No, he's calling her that alien looking chick because of that fucking scene that Alex keeps playing, where he said earlier she looks like the doll from Megan.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
I didn't play it that time.
That was me.
That was not me.
I just wanted to see what I just wanted to see.
Jeff has left.
Jeff has left.
Please come back, Jeff.
I just had to see what he was talking about. I just wanted to. That's literally all I was doing.
Look like.
I was like, wait a minute, she look like an alien? But yes, okay, she does look like an alien. Volume dealer.
They call. Shouldn't she be called carbon monoxide girl? They start calling her the muffler because she doesn't filter out the CO2.
That was almost a very good.
The nerdiest.
That was almost a very good. You almost did a very good Donald Trump there.
Oh.
They call her the muffler.
God damn.
She puts out CO2.
Oh man.
Everyone knows. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
God damn. That song is like.
Gonna say, I haven't seen a single dog or cat in Gotham yet, so.
You know what's happening? They're fucking eating the dogs. They're eating the cats in Crown Point. See how I do it?
Every time I hear that song, I start laughing. It's like seeing We Live in Time. I start laughing and then I start sobbing into my hands. It's like, God damn, no. This was funny a few minutes ago.
Alex, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Oh God.
They're eating, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
they're eating
the pets that
live there.
Sorry. It reminds me of Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife. Remember that?
It's very much like that.
That's what it was. That's what that moment was.
What if that guy became president?
Oh my
and
God.
like dismantled the EPA?
But my point is in Gotham, in Crown Point,
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
And shit is going to shit. We have a fouled up, assassination attempt. Penguin sends one of the guards in there to kill Maroni, Salvatore, and doesn't work out.
How do you fuck that up?
He must have got he's got that old man strength.
He didn't want
Clancy Brown.
Don't wait for him to turn around. Start stabbing him while he's looking in the fucking mirror.
Yeah, why say this is from Oz? I'm not even going to tell you that.
Time.
And guess what?
If you do your job right, he's not going to be able to tell Oz that you told him.
And for those who are watching right now or who will watch in the future and go say, well, maybe if Oz told him to tell him, who cares? I'm not telling you. If Oz tells me to kill you, he pays me $30 million to kill you. I'm not gonna say anything about. He says, I want you to say this and this and this and this, and it's from Oz. I'm gonna tell him, yes, I will do all of those things.
There's literally one witness.
Exactly. There's gonna be one person there.
Talking all this shit for
I don't have a body cam, motherfucker. Like, I don't need to do all that. So yes, he gets an F for execution, obviously, because he's clearly dead now.
In the words of Frozone from Incredibles, what does he do? He starts monologuing. What are you doing?
So yeah, why, man? Damn, that shit's just so crazy. But you know what? It needed to happen, right? Maroni needs to get out of fucking jail. Maroni needs to get out of jail. And but my thing is, when that happens, Vic now has to go take Mama Oswald to a safe place,
right?
From a place where it's got to be safer than where she's at. Nobody even knows she's there. Is what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but
it did seem like anybody was coming for her.
Who knows? Right? Yeah. Let's get her out. Let's get Ma Dukes out of there. He takes her to Crown Point, which we see is devastated, disheveled. Fucking FEMA trucks and FEMA shit everywhere. But
there's
as we all know,
shit neighborhoods in Gotham, like this Crime Alley, Crown Point, the Narrows.
The
like
craziest part is
Gotham sucks.
Their rent's probably still outrageous.
Let's hit
like
$4,000 a month.
I'm gonna hit these comments real quick. Volume dealer.
You have to read. I can't see.
That street looked like Philly.
Yeah, he said that street looked like Philly.
Okay. Could be.
Orange meme, Lord, Hitler, Fry Guy, Emperor. Oh,
just to talk about
that's a weird thing to say about Kamala Harris.
I guess those are bars. Mark Strong is the second best actor in the show. Which one is Mark Strong?
He's Carmine Falcone. He replaced John Turturro because John Turturro played him in the movie. To talk about the Philly statement, I do know that like Philly was one of the film locations in the first movie, but it was like there was like a lot of film locations. Like they filmed
Archie,
Scotland, Los Angeles. Like they filmed a lot of places to make like Gotham.
Archie, you guys are talking about Archie.
Yeah, it was Archie from Rock and Roller.
Yeah, that's Archie.
Rock and Roller.
Yeah, Mark
That was
Strong.
Such
Mark
a good
Strong.
fucking movie.
Such a fucking group.
He promised us a sequel. And he did deliver.
Othelia said,
Sorry.
yeah, you fucking bastard. Guy Ritchie, friend of the show. Othelia said, talking about Oswald's mom, his mama, creepy. Now, I want to talk about that because I have a theory. I think that Rex Calabrese is Penguin's mama's husband.
Mud daddy.
Maybe it's not his dad. I'm not gonna go as far to say as it's his dad, but I'm going to go with the guy. Now, who's Rex Calabrese? Some of y'all might not remember, but he has been mentioned several times in this show about he's been mentioned several times in the show, or twice in this show, by the Penguin. He has talked about him in reverence as far as him being a gangster who would go all over town in his chariot, like he in his car. He treated like a chariot. He'd give money to people, help people out all the time. He was a great guy. All this shit. The guy he strives to be. He's trying to be like that person. Black Cadillac.
In the comics, he was a crime boss known as the Lion, and in some continuities, Selena Kyle's dad.
Exactly. And that's why I think they're going to kind of flip it over, since they already made Selena Kyle's dad Falcone.
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep it in a crime, like bogged down in the crime sectors of Gotham, right? The street level crime of Gotham. And we've already established that his mother, she feels some kind of authority over him, right? And most moms is trying to tell you to stay out the streets.
Yeah.
His mom is trying to tell him to get in to the streets. And they describe that they show that she's in the streets in some kind of way, or that she has an affinity for the streets, when Vic walks in there to pick her up and he sees her watching Gloria. Well, he sees that she had Gloria on the television. That was the movie that was playing when he came in, and he muted it. The lady shooting. She's the plot of that movie is basically a lady who is married to a gangster in the mob, like married to a leader in the mob, and she takes her kids and runs off, but she got to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because the mafia gonna kill her ass, and she be busting shots on motherfuckers. Bop, 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 bop. Shout out to all the stuntmen and women in that movie.
I saw the clip in that. I was like, this movie looks dope as hell. Can I pause this and go watch this movie?
So I think that we've established enough about her character to lead me to jump to conclude that Rex Calabrese is the father of fucking Oswald.
Oswald Cobblepot.
Oswald Cobblepot.
That would be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up being like a revelation later on. Because I feel like there's definitely going to be something that wraps up with the mom by the end of the season. I don't see her living for the entire season. If we're trying to see Oswald excel to a sort of a mob boss kind of character.
She's not gonna live because she's what keeps me good.
Yeah, she's what keeps him nice and honest.
She's what keeps me good, man. She's what keeps me nice.
Speaking of which, like a boner, like what did you think of just like this like acceleration of the Penguin's I guess like rise to fame, because like he quickly enacts this plan where he's gonna just like put the squeeze on the Maronis, and kidnap his son. What did you think of this? Because like now we're just like we're going from anti-hero to straight up villain.
Ooh, talk about it.
First off, 100%. You maybe could have still argued it. And then you saw how he killed him. And it's like, oh no, he bad. So first off, it's the main takeaway I had from that was he's smart. I mean, the way he set it up. So one, he's smart enough to know like, hey, this dumb fuck's on TikTok, literally telling everyone where he's at. I can find him and grab him easy. Then two, the way that he set him up to die, covering him in that gasoline so that like he knew that they were going to double cross him. He's not stupid about these arrangements. He knows how to set him up so that even when shit goes bad, it's still working in his favor. So setting him up with that was smart. Then taking out both him and his mom at the same time, trying to get rid of all the Maronis in one fell swoop. He's also learning from his mistakes, helping Sophia, keeping Sophia alive, like trying to, push up the Falcons. That worked so bad against him. Now he's like, fuck it. I'm going to get rid of all of the competition. So I'm just so impressed with the way he's doing these things. And however, you're surprised there's a fire suppression system and you're hauling around sensitive mushrooms. Like, so it's so interesting that he's setting himself up for success in such good ways and then still making such simple mistakes.
That's how it is sometimes.
All right. But then he redeems himself because, he sees that token and he remembers, hey, not only am I setting up a perfect place for a layer, I can also grow the shrooms here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving forward, Vic.
He's got his own little penguin cave.
Yeah, I thought that was dope.
That's closer to super villain. It's when you have a layer as opposed to a hideout. Yeah, you're going super villain territory.
Yeah, what he is that not what is that not what he is? He's a super villain, right?
Yeah,
he's becoming one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like what I meant by in the comic books, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, obviously.
A guy who is a super villain. And that's why I think Vic won't die, because a super villain has to have a henchman. You know what I mean? Volume dealers out here getting it in the comments. Can you read that one, Jeff?
Volume dealer says the only problem with the gasoline is the smell would be noxious before he got near her, but when she went up in flames, it was pretty cool. So I was thinking about that, and the only explanation I have is they doused him in the gasoline right before they got into there, because otherwise I agree with you, he would have passed out from the fumes. Now, yeah, his mom should, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's one line I missed where she's got anosmia and she just can't fucking smell. But like the second her son gets to her and she's like, oh, I can't do her accent. I'm not even going to try. When she's like, oh no, he's on fire. It's like, oh, who could have seen this coming?
Yeah.
Why else do you cover a man in gasoline?
Yeah, her voice is amazing. Like
I think I could do it. I think I could do it. I almost just did it. I think
her voice.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay.
I'm not gonna do it today.
I was gonna say I think you need some prep work for that one. Because it's so unique.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna do it right now.
But her and Clancy,
first time. Sorry.
Her and Clancy Brown like definitely have like some of the best voices, like we were saying, like when we were watching. It's like, god damn, this is like the best voice couple in all of cinematic history.
Give them a round of applause.
Give her a round of applause because she is the first Iranian actress to cross over into mainstream Hollywood cinema.
Yeah,
really?
Let me give them.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat.
Oh, wrong.
No, I
well, you know what? No,
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the.
Okay.
She's also the first Iranian and Middle Eastern actress to be nominated for an Oscar.
Shit, man. You know what? That's real life.
She is an
Asian all-star. Asian all-star. We celebrate Asian all-stars over here.
We meant to make a thing for that too. But I don't know if this will get demonetized if I play this clip from that last like fire scene. But let me play this for real quick.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
The last 43 minutes, at least 15 of them have been that. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's been a lot. But what happens at the end of
It's
this
a rule
episode?
of threes, bro. We gotta let that one go.
We get the new team up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Maroni and the Gigante family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have any of that right here.
Which again, so smart of Sophia.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Sophia's playing the better gangster role. She is putting herself in the position to really just like low key, like Lucky Luciano style, make herself the head of Gotham families without anybody really being the head of the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't read anything. Ophelia says he's so proud of himself for it every time.
That's good. I mean, Othelia's hit the nail on the goddamn head right there.
Yes, tell me. It's just like if he ever gets a goddamn May Thy Night chip and shatter fucking, if he ever gets a goddamn drop for that, it's over for all of us.
Yeah, my that night chip and shadow was kind of like Wakanda Forever, where it was like I was so in on it for like 3 months, and then I was like,
but then you lost, you lost,
right? Because we're not going to have to deal with this shit come April and May again.
Oh no, you will, because he's going to apply for it to be a national holiday again.
Yeah, it is on my calendar. My Google will remind me to be annoying again. And like,
but you know, shout out to that. We need to get it made at the holiday, so I don't have to hear it every year.
But yeah, like we do get this moment where
Salvatore,
Sophia and Salvatore, they're running the shit. And I'm kind of curious how this is gonna make the Batman universe look after this, because Matt Reeves has said this is gonna lead into the next Batman movie. So I'm curious, like, who is going to be the main villain or like the main crime family in the next movie, or is it going to be two families?
What you think, Jeff?
It's gonna be Penguin. I mean, it's kind of what we're setting up for here, guys.
But you don't feel like Sophia's gonna,
I think Kirstyn's still going to be around. I think Maroni's going to die. But the two of them they can't. That's the sort of thing where the center cannot hold. So I think she's going to probably maybe lean more into her Hangman supervillain role, but Penguin's gonna be the main head. Buddha Cafe, I'm still happy that we did not get the Batman in this Penguin show. I actually just don't do too much. You're doing something great. Don't fuck it up by throwing, because when you throw the Batman in there, you have to make the story so much bigger. Batman's like, it's so I think that's smart of them to not have him in it.
I have been saying that the same thing basically, but I do believe that we'll have to have had, like, there's to a point we'll have to have had either Bruce Wayne mentioned or the Batman mentioned.
If they do, it'll be the last episode.
Well, however it goes down, my thing is we did just have in recent events a crazy man walking around in a cape dressed as a bat.
Yeah.
So at some point, somebody should at least just mention it. Now, I understand that there's been a lot of stuff going on with the flood.
Bill, real quick. Look next to you right now. Other way. There's a man dressed like that. And it's just a Monday.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, people
and you're not in Gotham.
People don't even remember that the president got shot at. Like, yeah.
Hey, wait. It's
and
Halloween.
Then another guy tried.
Right. And nobody remembers that either.
Yeah. People definitely don't think about the second one, but yeah, it's Halloween.
Thank God social media is not fucking with our attention spans.
Buddha Cafe, by the way, shout out to Buddha Cafe. Buddha Cafe said Batman should have been in Penguin by now. Oh no, that was the same one. My bad. But also the applause was real. The applause was real.
But I do want to mention, just because maybe you weren't here before Buddha Cafe, we were talking about earlier in the beginning of the Batman. I'm not gonna play the clip.
Okay. Oh, motherfucker. I was like, no.
Oh, I was gonna stop him.
No,
I was gonna stop him.
I was about to play the clip. As we were saying before, at the beginning of the Batman, the Robert Pattinson movie, he says, like, there's so much crime, the city is so big, I can't be everywhere at once. So I think that kind of just sets up like the circumstances for this TV show, where, like, you know, Batman can't be involved in this while he's involved in something else.
I'm right.
And maybe, you know, in the new Batman movie, we'll get exactly where he was parallel to this situation. Like, we see a whole different adventure that doesn't involve the Penguin at all.
I don't need that. I just think that somebody needs to, you know, I'm just saying, like, he's a big character that just had the craziest situation. He just literally saved a whole bunch of white folks.
Yeah.
And one black mayor. That should be talked about.
Well, they did talk about it in the first episode. That, like, in the news report in the first episode, they mentioned the Batman, but there was no, like, footage, which I kind of liked. I don't
want to see the footage.
I like the fact that, like, there's still no footage of the Batman. He's still just, like, sort of a mythical character.
I think that once we get into the drugs getting bigger, we will hear or see something about Batman.
Yeah.
I don't think that we'll see Batman. I don't think we'll see Robert Pattinson unless we get a Bruce Wayne. Now, what do you think is more likely, Jeff? We see a Bruce Wayne appearance or a Batman appearance?
Well, I don't know if we're actually going to see either. What I think is at the end, someone's going to I think at the end when the Penguin's like getting big and he's the guy in charge, someone's going to be like, boss, they say the Batman's been looking for you, or like, boss, you know, the Batman's cracking down on organized crime or something. I think someone's going to reference it. I don't think we're going to see it or him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then my next question is,
does it? Oh, sorry.
Do you think we've been talking about Batman, Robert Pattinson, blah, 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 but do you think we'll see Jeffrey Wright? Do you think we'll see a Commissioner Gordon? Like, and would you want to see a Commissioner Gordon? Because we most likely aren't going to see Batman, right? Like, right. But Commissioner Gordon is not a character that you can't use or you can really even overuse in this type of situation.
No, I would love to see Jeffrey Wright in this. I feel like they're not going to use him just because, like, of the many ways that this show ended up being developed, because one of the iterations of this show, or just like a spin-off show from the Batman. What did you call me? One of the iterations from this show, like one of the things they were like conceptualizing was a Gotham City PD type TV show that would star Jeffrey Wright and Renee Montoya from this universe, but they ended up like pivoting to just like doing the Penguin show, and I would like that kind of show, but I feel like this is a very different kind of show where we don't necessarily need Jeffrey Wright to show up. But it was interesting seeing the chief of police from the movie pop up, so we might end up seeing Jeffrey Wright pop up before the end of the season.
Sorry, my phone. Sorry, I lost my phone. Yeah, it's a possibility. Books, Girls, and Purrs said, I'd love if Jeffrey Wright would pop in. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool.
He would pop up and pop in. Buddha Cafe.
He's honestly my favorite Jeff.
Would
Jim
that
Gordon.
mean that
I almost said Jeff Gordon.
Buddha Cafe said, that mean the Batman is still in evolution stage in this season of Penguin?
Yeah, I mean, he was year 2 at the most at the end of the Batman. So yeah, he's definitely still in his evolution phase. And as for your other question, who was Batman's first villain in the comics? Criminal was a dude named Alfred Stryker, and villain was a dude named Dr. Death.
Dr. Death did not make it.
And one thing I will say before,
he did not, never heard of him. He did not make it.
Never heard of him. I think he had a research. Well, whatever.
It don't matter.
Did in the 0 year version of Batman that came out around the New 52 storyline when the Riddler took over all of Gotham.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. That's how you do it, Alex.
This is how we do it.
No, I'm joking, but anyway, what did you feel about the ending of this one, Jeff? This one, I mean,
this was a perfect ending, and it set us up for great things coming up. It did a fantastic job because we have Penguin with his lair and getting ready to set up his mushrooms, so that we've got the whole what's it called, Bliss business getting ready to really pop off. Davith, the War of Jokes and Riddles is one of the best storylines. And fun thing, guys, in it, the Riddler killed Kite Man's son.
Oh shit!
That bastard.
And then on the yep. No, go.
I was just gonna say. Also, fun fact: the War of Jokes and Riddles is the title of the story of my life.
You know what, Alex?
It was not worth it.
I'm waiting for whatever drop we got. Right. But then also with Sophia Maroney pairing up and partnering up, we're set for such a good showdown with Oz. And again, we have 3 more episodes. They're setting us up for such good stuff. And the way that they're doing it now is also just making me excited for the rest of this season. I just keep coming back to how amazed I am with the show, the writing, the acting. I can't get enough.
Can't get enough, man. I feel the exact same way. I think that we have a lot to explore, clearly, with the drug angle coming back into play. I think that we're leading up towards, as far as the next movie and whatnot, I think at the end of this, we're going to have 3 families. We're going to have the Penguin established, we'll have the Falcones established, and we'll have the Maronis established, because that's how it is in the comic books, really. I think we'll see a attempt to make the Penguin go away, but at the same time, situations seem to be happening. The way things seem to happen for him is people try to squeeze him out or squeeze on him, and he pops out on the other side. It's like a balloon. You blow it up like halfway and squeeze it. You can't get the air out of it. You can't pop it. He's like that. He's like that. And I think that whatever happens, they're going to end up raising his status on accident. And then, and then we, in the movie, we now have this setup where we have all the stakes set up for us as the viewer of the TV show, but then also, if you didn't watch the TV show, you don't have to have watched. I feel like there's nothing that's happened in this show that I would need to know for the next movie.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Which is the sign of a good show,
right? Because there's gonna be there's gonna be a super villain. There's gonna be a big villain in the next one. It ain't gonna be no low hanging fruit shit, no street level shit. No, it's gonna be that. So I think that is exactly like Jeff said. That is the symbol of a good show. They're doing their show, not a movie show or a show to lead us into a movie. It just so happens that it will.
Yeah, like it doesn't need to be like necessarily required viewing. Or at least that's the way we're conceptualizing it right now. We haven't seen what the next movie is going to be like, or how it or how it ties into these two stories. But I do like the metaphor. I'm like started thinking about like Bruce Lee says, "Be like water." Penguin says, "Be like a greasy balloon." Where you just pop out on the other
you
side.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like a greasy balloon, my friends.
All you gotta do is just be like a greasy balloon.
They can't get a hold of you.
They can't get a hold of you, and they squeeze, and you come out on the other side, Vic.
Before we get out of here, Jeff, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can always try and Skype me, Don Cheadle's driveway at littleDicky2.com. It's
because
the hackers.
You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as usual, the easiest way is to just be here on Monday nights.
That's right.
That is
be
right.
Here.
Sorry,
being weird and just be here. God damn. Why y'all trying to watch in a creepy way when we're not live? Just be trying to
Don't
watch.
be weird.
No,
Don't
I'm
be
joking.
creepy.
I'm joking. Please be creepy.
Sorry, I was trying to find the "you can find me" drop, but all I could find was
Thank you. Our nips.
Get it the fuck out of here.
Sorry, I had to do it one more time. Thank you guys so much.
Tell people where they can find me, Alex.
No, you tell them where they can
No,
find
you just hit the goddamn button. You tell them where they can find me. No, you guys can find me every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the Drunk Banthas channel and Nerds at Night, and on Nerds at Night on Twitter. 7 p.m. Pacific time, Bantha Bunch show, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Zodiac Killer documentary on Netflix this week.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
You know what I'm saying? It's your favorite cousin. And that's me, in case you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Also, hanging out right here with your favorite YouTubers, Jeff and Alex, and every Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Because we broke as hell.
Thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time ish. Please check us out on Letterboxd, likewise, Twitter, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little hard nipples, and may the force be with you.